Hello, everybody, and welcome to a Slice of Gaming podcast for June 13th, 2026. I am your host, The Uncharted Wolf, and I am joined today by a very special guest to talk all things Nintendo. We got a lot of Nintendo stories today. Unfortunately, we got Xbox news. Boo. But, we got some other little things. We got to talk about what we've been playing. Fun week, all things considered. And our big topic is talking about the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. That was technically on the second, so a couple weeks ago, but we thought since the Direct happened, we could talk about it right now. Joining me today, though, I want to introduce everyone. First and foremost, my main man, Bench. How you doing, man?
I am happy to be here. It's weird to say, but I think that Direct was made for me.
Okay. All right. Dark, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
I'm doing really good. Very hungry, but I'm excited to talk. I'm also joined by my man, Jack.
Oh, hello. Thank you for having me.
And I'm also joined by my main man, Jack.
Hey. Yeah, it's great to be here. I'm excited to talk about the Direct. More excited to actually talk about it than I was during it, but let's go.
We'll definitely get into the Direct. A lot of stuff to get over in that presentation. But boys, I think, first and foremost, let me do housekeeping. YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, every other podcast platform under the sun. We're on there. Like the podcast, helps us out a ton, and follow us on Twitter and Blue Sky at A Slice of Gaming, all one word. I think we're ready to just jump into the Direct. I'm not going to ask for reviews now. I actually like the idea of just waiting until after to give our scores and final thoughts. So let's actually just go over the Direct, all the things featured here. Jack, you made a big old list. I appreciate that, as always. Now, I want to go one by one, but quick and dirty on some of these. Let's just get all the ports out of the way now, because there were a lot of them. Any ports you guys specifically want to talk about?
I mean, in our Switch 2 conversation later on, I think we can kind of mention third-party support just there, because there isn't much to mention. That's Dragon's Dogma being here was a surprise. Onimusha was expected. There's a lot of stuff that is cool to see that I think is better discussed talking about the overall support on the Switch 2 than each of these games individually.
I think what's so interesting is Dragon's Dogma 2's DLC was rumored for a while, and this is where it appeared. This is its Dark Arisen, same thing with the first game. But yeah, no, I think that's an interesting point, Bench. It's just third-party support in general seems to be really strong, specifically from Capcom. It feels like they are with Dragon's Dogma 2, Devil May Cry 5, lots of great games coming over. And also Stellar Blade I found interesting, finally. That's been rumored for a while, so it's interesting to finally see that on Switch. Any other third-party ports you guys want to mention?
Kingdom Hearts 4 was pretty interesting.
That's different from. That's not I think that's a different topic in general.
I mean, they officially ported the Kingdom Hearts titles, but before it was only Cloud.
Yeah,
and I think there was even an article on it saying that if you own the Cloud versions, you only have until I forgot what the date was, but you have a set time before you're just not able to play it anymore, which is kind of insane.
Yeah, for the 5 people who bought the Cloud versions of stuff.
Yeah, but it's interesting how they're doing it with where if I believe I read this correctly, 1.5 and 2.5 are coming natively on Switch 1 and 2, and then 3 and 4 are just Switch 2.
Yep.
Okay, so 3 is Switch 2 only. That's not too surprising, I guess.
That makes sense. 3 was more intensive.
But yeah, outside of that, I mean, third-party port-wise, I don't think there's much else. I thought Onimusha was pretty interesting. And DMC5, if you haven't played that game, go now. Let's get to it, because that is one of the best action games of all time.
Yeah. One more I'd like to shout out, because, or I guess this is kind of like a remaster of Rayman Legends. This is the third time that they're porting this again, because originally, it was supposed to be a Wii U exclusive, but then they're like, nah, we have to make it multi-platform. And then they made a Switch edition, and now they're re-releasing it again for Switch.
Very funny, yeah.
Yeah.
And last one I do want to mention, Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. Dark, we played that game. I don't know how that's going to run. That shit was intensive.
If the Switch 2 hasn't blown up yet.
I mean, Saber's really good at working on lower end hardware, so I think they can figure it out. But it's just very funny. It's damn, I don't know how that's going to run. Let's talk about the actual games. First and foremost was Rhythm Paradise Groove. This was the first game they showed off.
Let's go.
Not much to talk about here. Everything they showed here looks amazing. I can't wait. I'm ready. July 2nd.
Yes.
The RPG campaign mode was definitely that caught me off guard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. No, it's these games are like for me, they're like crack like these rhythm games, and it's just like the combination of how they visually look, plus like actually trying to do this to the beat. Like one of my favorite ones I would do with my siblings is like on the Wii version. There's like the golf game, which was like it was like I think the first like the tutorial game where, but like it was just so fun because yeah because it was just like this cute game, but which appears cute, but similar to Cuphead, where it like from the looks, it is like oh, it seems cute, the kids would love, but then went deeper, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, rhythm heaven games are really, really difficult. I played the one on DS. I was really into it, but like it is very intense on the rhythm part of it. But yeah, no, I'm hyped for it. Jack, you also are interested?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Like Ben said, that RPG mode is absolutely wild, and I'm fascinated by it.
You know, my big worry about the RPG mode though is it's gonna be like 10 minutes long. Like you'll finish it in an hour. It's like, oh, okay, well, that was cute, I guess.
There it is.
But yeah, from there, finish that off. We got some ports, and then we got Orbitals getting a release date. Is that It Takes Two 80s anime looking inspired look to it? I'm really into this game. I don't know if I'll have anyone to play it with, but it's a Switch 2 exclusive, which I found interesting. But not much more to add from there. Just continues to look amazing. And then we get a game that I know, Jack, you were interested in. Big Walk. This is from House, the developers of Untitled Goose Game.
Yes.
Looks very cute. I've got into the vibe of it.
Yeah, it's I mean, I think it's a good thing that Peak hasn't come to consoles yet, because I fear that if it did, this game would just disappear. Like no one would care about it.
Yeah.
But this is, it's going to be like a cool friend slot game for consoles, and
Yep.
I don't know. I like the vibe. I like their humor. I like the little dudes. They're so fun. I love the idea of this. So I think I'll give it a go if I can find some people to join up with.
Yeah, the problem is my friends are dorks. They ain't gonna play this, but like it has a cool vibe to it. I'm really into it. Then we got a very weird one. One Piece Grand Gourmet. This is released for October 23rd, 2026. It's like Diner Dash combined with One Piece. Now I do also want to bring up another game. That's Jujutsu Kaisen Rumble Survivation. That's Vampire Survivors combined with Jujutsu Kaisen. Now here's the problem, guys. This is my dilemma. I love One Piece. I'm a huge One Piece fan. I hate cozy games. I love Vampire Survivors. So that's one of my favorite games. I don't give a fuck about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Damn.
They fucked me, man. They just teased me with the two things I love. It's like, but no, they're separate things. I think by that, but both games look fun, I guess.
I mean, the One Piece game is a day one for me. It was a completely out of left field. Didn't expect it when like you saw the pixel art, and then it's Sanji. And then it has like the 400 characters. It's on mobile, but it still costs like $20 there. So it's not like your microtransaction hell or whatever. So it looks good. It'll be fun to like play on Switch 2 in bed and stuff. I'll definitely be there day one.
Yeah, no, not my genre, but man, I would love a One Piece game like that. That is cool. I think it's gonna do very well. I'll say that.
Oh yeah.
Next was the Pokemon Pokopia DLC. The free
Nice.
update. I think they're adding some stuff. And then August 2026, we got the expansion pack for Bubbly Basin. And then they revealed extra dates for their next expansions. Awesome. Great to see. Really, really like that game a lot. So just any more Pokopia content is exciting for me. Bubbly Basin, that's definitely Cerulean City. I'll just say that right now.
Oh, for sure.
But yeah, from there, it's like there's not much more to add. I mean, they didn't show too much. I saw some new Pokemon, though. I saw my boy Mudkip. I'm excited to see him again.
Oh yeah.
And then next was Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave. We got a date, September 17th, 2026. I'm really excited for this game. I have to say, though, I don't think they showed it off well here.
I agree.
It felt like an obligation from them to show it off in the direct and get the day. It's like they kept mentioning stuff. It's like, oh, and you can do dungeons. I'm like, oh, cool. Can I see what that is? And it's like, no. Oh, fine. All right.
Yeah,
so I'm
I
like,
definitely.
okay, I'd like more gameplay or more character, like just a little bit more of an understanding of what this is all about. But it felt like after a long time of silence, it's like, here's the date. You'll play it anyways.
Like it kind of feels like they're banking on like Three Houses trust us, it's gonna be good when it has been like 7 years since Three Houses. And on top of that, like fuck them for this date, man.
September is
like I wanted to play Trails, but I've played Trails, so I have to play this game. And speaking of fire,
the more annoying part to me, Bench, is honestly just like it's clear they're holding information for a Fire Emblem Direct, and I'm like, dude, I don't want to watch. Like, just show the stuff you were gonna show there. Here, like I don't know, like, just a little bit extra info.
Like I know the gameplay is gonna be good, but I definitely have my hesitations about the narrative. For one, like doing all the routes, they gotta differentiate them. Like one half of a route can't just be the same. Again, I never did all the 4 routes and 3 houses, and this one will have 4. Like I don't know if I want to be up to that, but also like I'd kind of
3 houses
like
have 4
to be
routes.
if they're
By the way,
yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. There's one route has 2 diverging paths.
Yeah, he was just telling you it had 4 routes. I think we're all on the same page. We all know it has 4 routes. Wait,
you said 3 routes.
No,
you said 3 routes. No, it has 4.
Yeah, so I definitely hope it differentiates itself because it's gonna have 4 routes and Fortune's Weaving. Who knows? They could just throw a 5th in there to fuck with us. So it's definitely in the
I was just gonna say, it's like as someone who really loves 3 houses, I'm just like, yeah, I'm excited, but it's also like I'd like to know more about these people. I feel like I got a 1-sentence description.
Like, they haven't even shown us the protagonist properly. We had to find out from the box art.
Well, apparently these 4 guys are our protagonists.
No, these 4 people are the routes and like the patches. They're the what the fuck was the name that they had? We're
kind of like the Byleth of this game.
Yeah, like the actual protagonist. We had to find out from the box cover.
You say that, but we were walking around as these guys in the trailer.
Yeah, well, yeah, because really, they're the routes themselves. They're the leaders.
You don't run around as you don't run around as the 3 of these guys. And so there's a lot of like weird information. That's what I'm getting down to.
That's the thing. They're not explaining any of this well.
So like it might just come down to reviews to tell me if they landed this or not, because it's like narrative wise, I am kind of worried, especially after Engage was kind of bad. Like I loved the gameplay in Engage and 3 Houses, but I need to know it has that 3 Houses narrative or better. And on top of that, like I do like how this game looks. It looks gorgeous. It's kind of the best one of these that Nintendo's put out. Onto the fact like 3 Houses, the only complaint I can think of for that game is it looks like absolute mud. Yeah, and obviously this doesn't have that issue.
Yeah, this looks really good, like visually. I agree with you there. And I do like a lot of the character designs too. There's some fun ones there. I'm just like, it's like you said, man, I have faith because it is specifically the 3 Houses team. I think they know what they're doing when it comes to writing a narrative. But I'm also just like, I'd like to know a bit more. Like, I feel like we got more on Xenoblade. I'm like, I don't give a fuck about Xenoblade, dude. The game I care about, you gave me nothing.
Like with Fortune's Weave, like they're talking about this tournament, we can all guess there's probably going to be some sort of a time skip halfway through with the tournament ends in disaster. If I was a betting man, so I'd like to. We're not going to show us a whole lot, but I'd like to have a hook because I don't think this tournament is the hook they think it is. I'm sure they're hiding stuff. So
Wolf brought up a good point about the Direct as a whole that I found kind of weird. How do we know more about games coming out next year than we know about the games coming out like soon?
Exactly.
Dude.
Because it wasn't just also Zelda is supposed to be dropping this year, and we got next to nothing.
I gotta know, man. I don't know, man. I hate to do this. Isn't it a little weird? You guys have to agree with me here. Isn't it a little weird that they always reveal Xenoblade and Fire Emblem a year before with like a bunch of info? But like Mario and Zelda, arguably their biggest franchises, they give you jack shit. And it's like, it's in 3 months. Like it's a little weird.
What it is that those 2 games are going to sell no matter what. And these 2 games you kind of want to get out into the ether and get people talking.
Yes, but it's just like, I don't know.
It's weird in my opinion that we had more thumb wrestling gameplay and footage than anything Zelda related.
Hey, whoa. That thumb
We'll
wrestling
get-
looked fun. I'm not. I
You know,
won't hear
Jack,
it.
No,
Jack, I gotta say it. Jack, I gotta say it. I think Nintendo has forgotten about Mario. I think they have, man. It's over.
It
I
Yeah,
think
died
I-
in 2021, and we all witnessed his funeral, and we thought it was a joke.
My theory with Zelda is that we're gonna get a direct that's like movie and Ocarina of Time, because I think at this point we can assume that the movie is the Ocarina of Time story, or at least a part of it, or heavily inspired.
We'll
So
talk
I
about
think
Zelda
we're
in a
gonna.
bit.
Yeah.
Well,
think
I
it's
don't-
best to say that.
I
Go
don't
ahead,
really
Justin.
know if we can make assumptions on the movie yet because we've seen the outfits and it's Twilight Princess. So
We got-
there is no
Guys,
correlation.
we got Zelda coming up. let's. Look, I know we're tired of Fire Emblem, but like, here we go. Man, I'm just sad with this. I wish we got more Fire Emblem, but probably we're gonna get a Fire Emblem Direct. And also, Bench, yeah, you're right. That date is fucked up. We were all talking
It
about
is.
like, oh, hopefully August for Fire Emblem, but nope. it's
And do
September.
you know what's even more evil? Because it's Nintendo, so that game is absolutely ready right now. They could release
Right.
it right now if they wanted to.
Of course.
Yeah, they did that of their own volition. Anyways, yeah, let's move on to Ninjala 2, the Uncharted Planet. Yeah, okay. And then we get to DK Challenge.
Interesting.
Boys, I participated in the DK Challenge. It was this is like a weird little thing where it's like, oh, do some events for Donkey Kong games on Nintendo Switch. I'm like, okay. I only did the retro ones, so they have a lot for Bonanza, and then they have the retro ones. The retro ones are really lame because it's literally just to beat a level. So it's like beat Sticker Brush Symphony, you know, beat, or what was it, Bramble Blast, or beat like this level in Donkey Kong Land 3. That's it. And there's like 12 of them, if even. So pretty lame there. The Bonanza ones seem to be a bit more in depth, and there's like actual things there. I didn't want to pick up my copy because I'm like, I don't want to go all the way to the shelf to grab it. So I haven't done the Bonanza ones yet, but I have until, what was it, August?
September 1st.
What's it?
Yeah,
first
yes.
September.
Wait, Jack, is it a wave system? I see you put waves.
So that's
Yeah.
for the Bonanza DLC if you want to get into it.
Oh my god, nobody's playing that.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I don't understand why it's all timed. Again, they're doing this again. Thankfully, it's not for like
Yeah.
full games. It's just for these event things. But like the Donkey Kong Bonanza DLC, it's already overpriced. Can't you just like
Mhm.
put the Mario stuff in it as a bit of a fun addition? Does it have
No,
to
I
be
agree
in,
with you.
in timed waves?
Timed waves for that especially is so random. It's like and I'm not in a rush to play any of this. I don't care about the Bonanza DLC, so I'm just sitting here like, huh, like I don't understand the mentality here. I think clearly though, Jack, a lot of this feels like a testing ground for like Nintendo, maybe not achievements, but like, oh, what if we do more challenges like this in the future? I hope they're like actual challenges, like, oh, you know, beat this level without grabbing any coins in like a Mario game, or without killing a single enemy in a Zelda game. Instead of just beat this level, because it was pretty lame.
The way they were showing it in
on
the
the
direct
DK challenge.
almost made it look like NES Remix, but like with
Yeah,
NSO games, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. But
it's
the
not
way you're
like that.
describing it, yeah, it's just
Yep.
play
It
this
was
level
beat
and this
Jungle
level.
Japes, beat the minecart level, you know, beat the. And I was like, oh, okay, well, yeah, kind of lame. We got the JJK game, and then a bunch of ports, and then we got Muramasa Revenant Blades. This is a Vanillaware game that was released on the Wii. I was confused about if this is a new Muramasa game or if it's a remaster. I looked it up later. It is effectively kind of a deluxe edition with like all the stuff from the Vita version, remaster, and all that. I'm excited for this. I've always wanted to play this game. I love Vanillaware. So having a version on modern consoles is really exciting.
You know the
The
most
big
interesting
thing-
part about this? It's
What's up?
coming to Steam.
Yeah,
Vanillaware
that's
released the
huge.
game on PC. They hate that thing.
They were like talking recently. It's like, oh, we want to release on PC, but it's up to our publisher. It's like, what? Your publisher decides if you release on like the platform biggest for you? Like what?
But do you remember when Unicorn Overlord came out and Sega says we'd love to release Unicorn Overlord on PC, but Vanillaware doesn't want to?
They're
it was
so
just
annoying, bro. It's so stupid. Japanese companies are very random when it comes to stuff like that. But hopefully, this is a sign of things to come, that they're going to start releasing their stuff on PC too. What were you going to say, Bench?
I was gonna say the exact same thing.
Okay.
Jack just
Okay.
My
said.
apologies.
Oh no, that's fine. You were faster, Jack. Then we got the Xenoblade section. You got a bunch of Switch 2 editions for the Xenoblade games, and then you got a new Xenoblade game because it's been a very long time since the last one. I'm gonna talk like a LARPer, so this is all you guys. I'm just not gonna say it.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's been 4 years actually. It's been a while.
That's a long time. Yeah, tell me when Odyssey was.
Wait, before we get into the new title,
mid.
something pretty interesting that is really cool. A lot of the new content that they're adding to the older titles is stuff based on how the community has been playing these titles. So now that Xenoblade 1's been out for a long time, a lot of the content now around Xenoblade 1 is speedrunning related. So they added speeders, which completely changes the entire speedrunning scene for the game entirely. Like a little like racing mini game. And I just found that really cool that they are paying attention to what we do with the games after they come out and after like the games have already like had their time in the spotlight. Xenoblade 2 is getting I think Uno core crystals.
Stuff.
Yeah.
It's getting a new core crystal and Blade Quest.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck that can be. And then they said Xenoblade 3 is getting a new hero, which the rumor is right now is that it's Mithra's child, because that's the only character that we haven't seen yet.
The three's hero quests are much more involved than the Blade quests, that's kind of a bigger deal than just getting a new blade, and so that's definitely fun. On top of like Genesis looks so good. I think it's got like a Halo kind of thing. Dark, I think we can agree that this seems to be open world, right?
They didn't show enough for us to be able to tell if it's fully open world or not, to be honest.
It definitely looks like it to me, and the fact that it's open world, but it's like a world that's a Halo, so whenever you're running across the environment, like things are like on top and on the sides, and it looks very good on top of like the story setup being more fantasy based. Like everything about Genesis looks great, and this team, they're big Bible fans, so Genesis probably means something.
I mean, if you really want to get into it, Takahashi is very similar to Nomura in the sense that him and his wife were never able to finish Xenogears properly. And when you start diving into the trailer, this is another retelling of Xenogears. So that's ultimately what it is. But it is good to see the game back again. I know a lot of people here don't care about it, so I'm not going to try to dwell on it too long.
No, talk about it all you want. Talk about it as much as you want.
Fantasy
they decided to talk about it as much as they wanted during the Direct.
The fantasy setting, I'm definitely all for. Like, obviously, it's still that like anime aesthetic, but at the same time, it's a shakeup to the series, which has been pretty like tech focused, and this kind of has dragons and magic and all the different things. That's very exciting, and also like female protagonist. You're in school, all things that are big shakeups to the franchise that I'm excited for.
I wouldn't get your hopes up too high, because even if you look at a lot of the older Xenoblade titles, except for one, a lot of the worlds are fantasy, and then they start bringing in the sci-fi a lot later on. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be doing the same thing again. I can't really go into all this without spoiling like 6 other fucking titles that you haven't played yet.
Yeah, but I agree that they'll bring modern stuff in, but like even the world itself is definitely more of like that fantasy aesthetic with proper like elves and all the things. So
yeah.
And also like something like 3 is like my 3rd or 4th favorite game of all time. Like I myself love video game towns. It's something I love about things like Rebirth, Xenoblade 1. Like I love good and 2, like great towns in video games where stuff happens. And I even like seeing from this trailer, this has some banger towns. So it's already exciting.
A while back too, I think it was like 2 years ago or so, Takahashi had an interview where he did straight up say too that like, hey, the next Xenoblade title is gonna be very different, and to be on the lookout for that when they do announce it. And yeah, he wasn't joking about it. But besides that, there's not too much to go into without completely derailing the podcast. But I am excited to see what they do with it.
Anyways, glad we guys got over that. Really exciting. Happy for the Xenoblade fans. I jest. It's really cool that you guys are fed so well.
Yep.
Jack,
you got Mario Tennis Fever earlier this
Fuck you, Ben. They forgot about him. They forgot him.
Okay.
You got your Mario game.
in defense of Mario, I told y'all that Donkey Kong was coming and no one believed me.
I
And then-
believed you. They
and then
separated
Bench-
the teams.
And then Bench was so in denial that he was saying that another Mario title is coming.
I mean,
They are
for
no,
sure,
no,
but then
Bench is right,
then they
though.
made a
No,
then they
Bench,
made
Bench,
just a
Bench,
better game of.
Bench. I gave you like 20 minutes of Xenoblade talk. If you finish that sentence, I am gonna just kick you out of the call.
My God.
I let you talk 20 minutes about the most boring combat system known to man. All right, so let's actually go on and continue the podcast before I kill you. Nintendo Switch 2 Sports. Oh, sorry, Nintendo Switch Sports Resort. Going back to Woohoo Island, Jack. Exciting times.
Let's
Showed a lot of
go.
cool sports. One in particular they showed a lot of.
Yep.
That's thumb wrestling.
Yeah,
Shout
shout
out
out
to
to the memes.
I will say, all the jokes aside, game looks pretty fun. You know, there
Yeah.
seems to be a lot more sports.
Oh,
than
for
Switch
sure.
Sports
Yeah,
1.
and also the point that Dark brought up. You know why they spent a lot of time on this? Because Switch Sports sold like 18 million copies. It's a system seller. So yeah, the resorts are gonna do really well, and yeah, it looks phenomenal, or like really fun to play with people.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I think this was rumored, but it's much more ambitious than I thought it would be. And I was like, me and my roommates recently, like earlier this past winter, like we got into Switch Sports, so it's fun to see something new coming out.
Yeah, we do got to talk about the thumb wrestling though. Koizumi
They
came
were getting
out.
into it.
Koizumi came out and he was like, "Guys, well, this direct's gone on long enough. Here, let me slow it down a little bit more, and give you some live thumb wrestling demo." Here's the thing. Whatever on like the thumb wrestling gameplay, whatever. I'm more annoyed that he lost. He lost the match is insane.
That's so funny.
Like, dude, I would have like taken another case cut and was just like, no, I'm winning this one. And he was low-key
No.
tryharding too. It wasn't like he was playing like casually. Like he was like taking that shit seriously.
You know what I think happened? I don't think they intended to be in the thumb wrestling for so long, but he got so lost in the sauce. He's like, you know what?
Yeah, right.
He was trying to show how fun the game.
My
And bro's
only
like, I'm gonna log in.
yeah, right. My only thought process is like the direct was like 48 minutes, and they were like, well, we want a nice even 50, so let's just add this thumb wrestling, I guess. It very, very, very random, but hey, you know, shout out.
They could have showed 10 minutes of a certain game. That's supposed to be coming out this year.
No, they
Double
showed
time.
they showed like a 20-minute long Xenoblade trailer, though. Of course, thank God. RuneScape Dragon Wilds. I just found this funny that this Jack. I think this is the only game that has appeared in multiple shows, or the most shows.
This was at the State of Play, SGF, and this, and for all I know, it was probably a future game show and PC game show as well, because God forbid that we go a show without looking at this game.
Didn't this
I
game
wish
come out a long time ago too? Like I
Yeah,
swear to
dude.
God,
I think
it's not like a new title.
It's the 1.0.
I think this is a new spin-off thing. I don't know.
Oh no, no. Dragon
No,
Wilds
no.
specifically.
Yeah,
is an
this
MMO
version came
they
out like
released.
last year or something, like a year or two ago.
Yeah. It was on PC, but I think it was an early access. They're just advertising the 1.0. I just found it funny. It's appeared at every show. I
It
low
also
key
looks like
wish it-
dog shit.
I low key wish
Wasn't
it
gonna go
showed up on
that
Xbox. Anyways, yeah. Hello Kitty Party Land Jet. That's for you. And then we get Star Fox.
Let's go.
I'm fucking hyped for this game. I want this game in my hands right now. I will say though, they were like, oh, and you could check out the demo, and I'm like, yeah, I can play the whole game on the N64 online. Like, I don't think I need like a demo for Star Fox 64 again. But hey, shout outs to that. Game looks awesome though. I'm glad they also barely spent time on it. They didn't waste any time. It was like, yeah, it's coming out. Be excited. Can't wait.
Yeah.
And then Bench gets another thing. He talks shit about me a lot. He talks shit about my favorite things, and then he gets more stuff. Just know next year I'm going to be annoying, okay? Final Fantasy Resonance. HD 2D Final Fantasy. Now, it's interesting. I was looking this up. Apparently based off Brave Souls, the Final Fantasy mobile game.
Let me take over here, Wolf, if
Okay,
you don't
Dick.
mind.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's based off of Brave Exvius, which is the mobile gacha game that ran for a couple years and then was sunset, like you cannot play it anymore a couple years ago. And apparently this game, Final Fantasy Resonance, is based on the first story arc of that game, which apparently is good. And then, but the only thing they're basing it it on is the story and the characters. I think the world is pretty different, combat's different. I think pretty much everything's different. And it's not like Octopath Traveler 0, where Octopath Traveler 0 used pretty much the game itself and made some tweaks and additions. This is from the ground up type of thing. Like everything is made new. That's why the HD2D in this one is like as best as it's looked, because this is like a modern game. Like Octopath Traveler 0 uses the same like HD2D as 1, which made it look dated in comparison to stuff like Dragon Quest and Live Alive and all those other things. So I mean, this is the first HD2D Final Fantasy, first turn-based Final Fantasy in God knows how long. I mean, it's kind of strange. Like this was none of us expected this. None of us thought this would happen. It's this year. It's in like 4 or 5 months. Like you can't ask for a better reveal than that. I cannot wait. It's one of my most anticipated games for the rest of the year now.
Yeah, it looks really
Hi,
visually striking.
biggest Final Fantasy fan of the Discord over here. I would like to say that Final Fantasy Resonance better sell a bajillion copies because people have been whinging that it's not turn-based forever. So if it doesn't sell a
agree.
bajillion copies and Square Enix is disappointed by it, then it's all your fault.
Yeah, this is a
Yes.
very interesting thing because if this does really well, they can kind of just have a standard turn-based Final Fantasy come out alongside their new experimental titles all the time, and I feel like that'll satiate a lot of what people wanted with the series
I agree.
and kind of have like an even balanced ground.
Because I don't think you can ever make a Final Fantasy 17 or 18 HD 2D. There's too
No,
many
I'm not saying that, but you can
expectations there.
make those titles
Yeah,
turn-based
no, that's
if they wanted to. But
yeah.
Yeah.
My thing is like I think I hear the best arcs for Resonance, like Brave Exvius, are 1, 2, and 4, and 3 is kind of so you have like 2 or 3 games you can kind of make happen if you really want to. Like you have the base of the story and can build off that. So it's like there is something here that if it sells well, you're probably not going to have to wait 5 to 6 years for some sort of follow up, and then they can kind of go from there. Maybe even do something fully original at a certain point. Like this is, I think, the turning point for Final Fantasy. Like if this hits, the franchise is going to be in a very good spot for a long time.
The only thing I'm kind of worried about,
Yeah.
just because of how odd it is the Fire Emblem Engage type of. You can have the mainline heroes and villains from other titles in it. I know that they said that it's not going to be that big of a focus, but I'm not really convinced on that yet. So I just want to see how that
That's
comes
fair.
out. You know how weird it's
That's
going to be,
fair.
like when something serious is going on. Like imagine if you were playing Stranger of Paradise, and Jack's doing all his nonsense, and just Sephiroth is in the background. The whole fucking. That's literally what's going on in this game.
That's definitely true, but I think the fact that it's like fully gameplay and not like a narrative driven factor, I think is going to help. On top of like, I hear that the story itself stands on its own. It'd be different if it was like this put together world with like different locations from the games, but this is its own like unique world with its own like cities, world building, and a story that's not relying on anything that for its gameplay.
Yeah.
And it's honestly, it seems like they're using this to really flesh out the side content because you're going to come at like cross optional dungeons and you'll be rewarded with summons and these visions, and they'll all like have their own like unique, like you're going to get a little backstory on the character. You might answer some questions about what you know. Like it seems very interesting. So I'm like, this is one of my most anticipated games. It was extremely shocking. Outside of Xenoblade, this was the most shocking reveal for the week. The fact that like, oh, we're getting this and we're getting it soon.
Iku Niku returns. Our Scrimblow games are back, Jat. A little bit too many
Oh.
RPGs, but we're back, Jat.
Let's go.
Listen, I didn't know about a Piku Niku 1, but I saw the trailer for 2 and looks cute. I'm actually kind of into it, but not much really to go off of there. I thought it looked fun. We got a quick trailer for Dragon Quest Monsters: The Withered World, December 3rd release date. Not much to say there. Then I get to be pissed off again. The Duskbloods, after, what is it, Bench? A year and 2 months since the Switch 2 Direct.
Yeah.
This is the last time we saw this game. It finally reemerges. We get literally 10 seconds of new footage. A lot of this was stuff we've already seen before, but we got like 10 seconds of new footage. And then just a big black screen that says, hey, summer 2026 is the network test. No release date, no new gameplay, no overview, nothing. Another game that had more time, Thumb Wrestling had more time than. Yeah, that really annoyed the hell out of me. This is a game that's supposedly coming out this year. They even reset it in their recent investor meeting. It's like, yeah, no, it's still coming out for this year, but just nothing. I don't know what's going on with it. I wish I knew what's going on with it. It's From Software's next big game. They keep saying it's like this is the Miyazaki directed FromSoft game, very much Bloodborne inspired. I want it more than anything, but they literally won't show me it. I don't know what's going on with it. I have to imagine they're like, hey, you'll play it in the network test, which sure. And also, Jack, I don't know if you caught this. Was it closed or open? I think it was closed.
I think it was closed as well, but I'm not entirely certain. I think it was closed. I'm almost certain
It's
that's what they said.
It's closed.
There is a not 0% chance that I don't get in, but Bench does, and he won't give me the code. So I just know it. I feel it in my bones. That's what's gonna happen.
If it's something that you have to sign up for, I'll sign up for you.
Listen, I'm gonna find any way possible to sign up for this fucking thing. I'm getting in there. But yeah, no, they didn't even give details on how you get in. They just said, it's coming. Like, okay. I don't know if this game's gonna come out this year.
You have to imagine that a part of their like partnership, they're gonna do a Duskbloods Direct.
Yeah,
I think.
I'd like it. I'd like to have like Miyazaki talk to me.
Like,
I'd love to see more of it, but I don't know anymore.
And honestly, I feel like that'd be the best way to show this game because like we still kind of are confused about its premise and purpose. So I'd love to hear from like the director on kind of what we should expect and moment-to-moment gameplay and how it's not just your normal like extraction type thing.
I mean, it's also kind of in a weird spot because how do you follow up Elden Ring?
Well, they're not. They'll do
This
this.
is a
Isn't
different thing.
Yeah, I know, but it's also like that's what a lot of people have in mind too. Keep in mind.
Well, I don't think this is necessarily.
They're not worried about that.
Elden Ring. They
Yeah, I know.
have another IP. Like I mean, it was very funny. I didn't put it in the news, but Miyazaki said in an interview recently, it's like, yeah, we got a lot of announced and unannounced games. It's like, yeah, I'd hope so. Like that's not really news there, but I have to imagine whatever like the quote unquote Elden Ring follow up because I don't even think it's Elden Ring 2. I think it's just a new IP. I have to imagine that's coming out in this soon. Maybe not soon.
Game Awards, we see it maybe.
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. Dustblood's really bad showing. I don't know why they. Arguably, I'm like, why did they even show up? But we would have probably been asking more questions if they didn't show up at all.
Yeah.
Then we got Splatoon Raiders. We got a quick gameplay demo here. So of course we got a gameplay demo for this, but not Dustbloods. The game looks really cool. I just never played a Splatoon game. Jat, you have any interest in this one?
Yeah. So Splatoon Raiders, it looks it looks like a fun little campaign, but the thing is that it's just really like more what do you call it, like more Splatoon, and I guess that's the problem with like a lot of shooters. Like there's only so much you can do that's like innovative without um even if it's just the single player campaign, it's not going to be a drastic change to like what the typical campaigns are. But yeah, I think I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, we got a direct coming June 30th for it as well.
Oh, I didn't know
Nice.
that.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's funny because they showed a decent amount of gameplay here, then they showed a load of it in the treehouse, and then we have a direct coming. It's just like that's a lot showing, and like every single time they're just like, guys, it's single player. Please don't forget it's single player. Please don't yell at us if you buy this and think it's multiplayer.
It's not for.
Somehow Dustbloods will have less gameplay shown before launch. There will be substantially less. I don't know how. Moving on, we got a cool one. Deltarune Chapter 5, June 24th. Pretty exciting. I'm currently just waiting for all the chapters to come out. And I think Zoe Fox said 7. So, not really.
Honestly, it is good to see that it's like not like the 4-year wait that we had.
It seems like he's going for yearly, so that's cool. Now we're getting a port. Oh, we already talked about ports. Never mind, ignore that. And then we get to Atelier. I'm not reading all that. And then, hang on, my dock froze. There we go. Got a bit of a port montage. This was the point of the show, boy, is that I realized we had 10 minutes left. I'm like, oh my god, am I going to get nothing for me? Like, for me specifically? And then we got Tales of Eternia Remastered. Still not for me, but hey, that's cool. So
It's weird
First-
because like
and then
all of. Sorry, go on.
It's the first. I think this is what Jack was going to say, but it's the first Tales of in the remaster collection that is having a native Switch 2 edition. When this is a like very very old game.
it's a PS1 game. This is the one they decided. Very funny. Oh, Jack, what were
That,
you
that
guys?
wasn't what I was going to bring up, but I was just going to bring up that all of these were scissor reel. Like these are like
Yeah,
Yeah.
reasonably big announcements. Like a New Atelier game. Look, I know it's a small franchise, but Nintendo and Koei Tecmo have a good partnership. Like
It was-
Warhammer feels like it should be bigger. Metal
yeah.
Gear Solid should be bigger. Rise of the Tomb Raider just dropping. Tales of Eternia. All of these just being in like getting like 10 seconds each.
And Jack, I
It's
don't know if you
wild.
caught it. Atelier and Tales, they both actually had spotlights in the Japanese direct, but they were sizzle
Of
reeled
course
in
they
this one.
did.
The
Yeah, I
Hello
should
Kitty
have
game,
thought
that got a spotlight.
Oh yeah.
And also, of course, the game we all talked about, Fitness Boxing 3, Your Personal Trainer, Nintendo Switch 2 edition. Hell yeah.
It's
Everbloom,
Nintendo's
I don't even remember.
biggest game of the year.
Yeah, really. Everbloom, nothing, I don't even know what that is. And then finally, we get into the last two announcements. The Kingdom Hearts collection leading into Kingdom Hearts 4. All of our reactions were, I can't believe this is the presentation this game
Yeah.
reemerges at. It's been like, what, 4 years, Dark?
Yeah, it's been a hot minute, but then someone pointed out, like the other day, that this matches up with the trailer from Versus 13. The more, like, it is as close to possible to, I think it's like 2 days off of the like Versus 13 trailer
Yeah.
that dropped, and that is no way that's not a coincidence.
They showed some characters. Then some of the characters look new.
So- Yeah, some of the characters are from, get this, the canceled mobile game. Yeah, that's where these
Oh,
characters
yeah.
are from. So I'm not sure how the hell that's gonna work. Nomura is a very
you-
interesting creature. Let me tell you that he is.
You-
he is something.
I mean,
I noticed.
You have to assume that with Square's like revival of like their mobile games would have quality narratives. Their narrative revival into putting these mobile games on single player for console, no microtransactions. That maybe they just decided, hey, this isn't being able to be monetized on mobile how we thought. Let's spin it into something and make it some sort of Kingdom Hearts 4 prologue, a game that comes out like 6 months to a year beforehand. Because they can't expect people to just have to watch YouTube videos to know like central characters in this next game.
They will.
Oh,
They will.
buddy, but you are not familiar with
Kingdom
Kingdom Hearts.
Dark.
They
I
will
have-
100% have you do that.
Dark, I have a question.
What's
Uh,
up?
I need you to answer this in one sentence.
Okay.
Just one sentence. Why is Sora in Shibuya?
Because he died.
What?
Then
Yep.
there's just
Where's
You asked
that
one
one?
sentence.
Also, the only Disney characters in this trailer were Donald and Goofy for one frame. Where
Yep.
are my Disney characters, man?
Where's my Star Wars?
So there was a. I don't have the link to it. I should have posted it. But the voice actor for Hades from Hercules mentioned that he had some lines done and that he's seen a bit of the game and that people should be excited.
Oh, well,
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
sure.
Which is more Disney. So you
Yeah,
know.
I hope I'm excited.
yeah, I want one actor to just come and say, "Nah, this is gonna be mid."
Hell yes.
Also, Jack, did you hear him say? Did you hear Bench go? Where's my Star Wars? There's no.
I know,
limit to
right?
this. There's
Yeah.
no limit to the LARP.
He's not even a Galactic Racing fan.
I think at this
sorry,
point,
I'm sorry.
Square Enix is just weaponizing the fact that Nomura was not able to tell the story that he wanted, and they're gonna keep using that until like he dies.
This can't all be Nomura's fault. Like it has to
Well,
be. There,
no.
there has to be another person.
Everything that Nomura has done is tied to these crazy ass like nonsense that happens in Kingdom Hearts.
Why can't anyone stop him? We need to
He-
stop
He's
this.
the heart and soul behind the whole thing. That's why.
We need to stop this man from.
Do you think
what he's
Square
doing.
Enix has even like worked on anything since the last trailer? Like this is just like the exact same. This is probably the same build and
Well,
everything.
that's
They haven't
like-
been touched
That'd be
again.
hilarious.
Well,
The
that's
game
the
did look a
thing,
lot
but
better
like,
from
we'll
the
see
last
how-
time we seen it.
Well, that's the thing, because like this is the same team as Remake trilogy.
Yeah,
So they
this is-
put out a
that-
trilogy
that-
of games before Kingdom Hearts gets a new game.
So it's
Wait,
your
is it-
fault. So it's fucking
Yeah,
your
fuck
fault.
you,
Why?
Bench.
Why do I have to do this?
It's all your fault. Oh my god. I don't
That
know
explains
how.
it.
Not
I
everyone
will-
can split the teams.
Yeah, true. That's true. I'm just saying, man. a game called Kingdom Hearts, where it's just like, oh, it's like something, it's Final Fantasy crossed with Disney. That shouldn't be that hard to make. Like, it shouldn't be like generations long between each entry. Am I crazy for saying that? 'Cause I really do think it's getting
So what
ridiculous.
ended up happening was that Kingdom Hearts 3 was supposed to be the grand finale of everything up until that point. And he even mentioned, he said, hey, after 3, it's gonna take a bit for the next. Everyone was okay with that. And he was like, hey, we're gonna have mobile games and all this stuff to fill the process while we set up the next stuff. The problem is all those mobile games and everything got canceled. So we just been sitting here in the dark twiddling our thumbs. Like, what the fuck's going on?
I think Nomura hates you guys. I think this is like a humiliation fetish for him. Like he
It
likes
might
making
be.
fun of you.
He loves me. Then.
Yeah, we can tell. I do find it interesting the fact that nobody was predicting it for here. I think everyone was predicting it for SGF and State of Play, which honestly brings up a question. I'm curious what you guys think. I feel like a lot of these companies kind of hate working with Sony now, because it feels like so many things that should be at Sony events, like a Persona 6, and you could argue the Game Pass deal there, but like a lot of the Sega stuff and like Square Enix stuff are just actively skipping, say, Sony, and they'd rather go to Nintendo.
So the thing about
it is interesting.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead, Jack.
The thing about that is that Sony just isn't paying for marketing anymore for these games. Like, they're just not interested in securing anything.
Yeah.
Well,
because
it's not.
They don't
it's
have
not-
competition anymore.
It's
No, I
not
feel
only
it.
that. When Square Enix leadership changed and all that, they were talking about this, and they were like, "Yeah, working with Sony, like they get all the benefits, and we got next to nothing."
Hmm.
They got
As for
a bag of
Persona-
chips every game.
As for Persona and Xbox, I was mentioning this with Fusion the other day, but at the time, Sony and Square were like super tight knit, so Xbox needed something to rival that, and that's where they went with Sega and Atlas. But it is pretty interesting now that Sony hasn't gotten anything from them. I don't know if you've seen it, but on the Japanese Sony account when they were showing the Final Fantasy title, it still said exclusive on the PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
We're like, what the fuck is this?
I think it was just a typo, but that is very funny.
What hell of a typo?
God, what was it? I did see a rumor. I don't think this means anything. It's just a grain of salt that Kingdom Hearts 4 is 2027. Like according to a retailer. I don't know what they would know that like no other people know. So like,
Yeah, I was
doubt that's
looking
real.
into that, and apparently that's not a mistake. That is legit what it says on the thing. Like that isn't just like a human assuming or anything like that.
I can't
I don't-
imagine it's 2027.
Look, I hope it's 20, and it would make sense because, like Bench mentioned, Nomura is also working on the Rebirth project, so the
Nomura,
FF7
get-
remake project. This guy needs a
Nomura
fucking
got
break.
too many kids. He got too many kids, man. All right, we're
No,
acting a little. He's getting a little deadbeat over here.
If they've been working on this game the whole time, I would imagine it's pretty far along. And once Final Fantasy VII's out of the way, they'll be free to do whatever. But who knows?
Comes
Alright.
out soon. Dragon Quest 12 or Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom
Well, didn't
Hearts.
Dragon
Dragon-
Quest 12 say that they restarted development?
They
Yep,
restarted
and I still
development.
think it could come out before it.
Yeah, really. I imagine Dragon Quest restarted development like 2 years ago or something. I think even with that timeline, I think Kingdom Hearts is still gonna come out before it because like they got the
Yeah.
bones and everything set up. Like I'd be surprised.
Yeah.
I'm
Keep
not
in
I
really
mind,
think
getting
Dragon Quest is like a late 2028 game at the earliest.
Yeah,
So
that's the.
keep in mind for Kingdom Hearts fans, it's even more fucked up when you take into account that Kingdom Hearts 3 was also in production for a stupidly long time because they swapped engines 75% of the way through the game, which completely restarted development.
Yeah.
Being a Kingdom Hearts fan is just pain and suffering.
Yeah, really. You guys got a lot of spin-offs too. That is what's crazy. That's my favorite part. Is it's like these are important spin-offs too. You can't skip them.
To be honest though, they haven't had that many since 3 compared to like between 2 and 3 where
That's
there was
true.
loads.
But they haven't
Like-
had anything since 3. 3 was supposed to be the end.
Well, they
I-
had Melody of Memory in 2020, and then that it in terms of
I
console
think that's
spin-offs?
it.
It was that, and then there was the mobile games that got canceled.
3
Yeah.
was the end of the what was his name Xanahort saga.
Yeah.
It's funny. I really like Kingdom Hearts 1. I stopped playing when 2 was starting to introduce Xanahort and his cohorts. I'm like, I can't do this anymore. But like, it's very funny.
You could very clearly tell when Nomura fully started no more.
Yeah, he starts getting all in his Duffy. God bless him. You gotta respect him. He knows what he's doing at the very least.
It's like it's to the point where like it's so absurd. You know, it's like distinctly him.
Yeah.
Like this is his shit.
So about the last announcement of the Direct, been rumored for a while, and by a while I mean like 2 months, but been teased for a bit. The Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time, doesn't say remake, but specifically a remake. 2026 release date. We saw Link sleeping. Hey, listen, I'm excited. I'm down to have another version of one of my favorite games.
Should
but- Yeah,
should we
what's up?
let him go first?
Who's him?
Why did he say it like that?
We all know.
Jack's
who
my
has-
friend. Jack, you may go first, but Jack, before you go, I do want to point out, I went on Nintendo Switch Online N64. Ocarina of Time is still there.
It
That's
is.
all I'm saying. They didn't delist it. The way you've been talking about this game, I thought they delisted it.
So you just said, "Hey, listen," before you started talking about Ocarina. Did you do that on
You know,
purpose?
I gotta rep my goat, man. I love Navi.
Hell yes. I can't wait to see who voices her in this remake that is going to be so unbelievably great. And oh my god, I can't. Look, my issue doesn't come from the fact they're remaking the game. Look, they can do as they like. I just think Ocarina of Time is an absolutely perfect game, absolutely zero flaws. Everyone is just wrong when they criticize it, and the fact that this is going to be the
I'm on
way
your
that
side.
people are the fact this is going to be the way that people are introduced to the game, that bugs me a little bit, because if this is done even slightly disrespectfully, with terrible voice acting, with a bland open world, with an awful visual style, that's going to bother me. Now, if we'd seen anything to say otherwise, that would be fine. The fact that I think this is what's stressing me out. In fact, I've been stressing about this for months because it's been leaked. I wish it would have never leaked. And now that they finally show it, we see bugger all. And now I have to just keep thinking, what is this remake going to be? And my god, please don't touch Majora's Mask.
You know, the funniest part about this was
Yeah.
that it wasn't even the leak that happened 2 months ago. Wasn't even the first time this technically got leaked.
Exactly.
Lego leaked this. Lego leaked this early in the year.
Jack, why are you like stressing about this game that is the original exists? And to you
Because
said
this
it's
is going to
perfect,
be-
so it's still there.
Because this is going to be the version people play, not the original.
Jack,
I mean,
here's my.
Why does
response to
that? You enjoy the game.
Yeah, Jack, my
But I
response
want
is I
people
think
to
other
appreciate Peak.
I think other people suck. That's my thought process.
Also-
I don't care what other people think. You got to think about what you think, and you're like, I think the original's
Yeah.
better. Hell yeah! Here's the thing.
I have
Well, you say like, oh, I want people to experience Peak. They've experienced
People-
Peak for like 25 years. Like Ocarina of Time is a very popular.
Fusion
game.
hasn't.
Anyone
Fusion
who
sucks.
plays
Nobody likes him.
anyone who plays Ocarina of Time now will say it has flaws. Because
That's
in
not
my
true.
opinion,
Not
there are
me.
parts that are dated.
Not
In
me.
my opinion. But and you have to understand there's probably several million people that would never go back to the original game because they say like old bad game.
What a
So
bunch
you
of
have to
losers, bro.
understand.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
the
mean, here's the thing.
This is all
Ventress,
those
right?
confusing. Even the people that are like picky, the 3DS version fixes all those issues. So like,
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't
not
like
Hyrule
the
Field,
do-
made that bigger
I
better.
would. I mean,
But it
listen,
is-
that is the best version of the game in my opinion, Jack. And like, I would like that game to be ported too. Like, it'd be nice to have all of them. I'll give you that.
I still
Mm.
prefer a lot about the original Big Boss. Like 3DS version, like toned down the Shadow Temple, it toned down the bottom of the well, kind of changed the atmosphere a lot in a lot of areas. So like, it's still the best version, but it's not my favorite.
So
Jack,
this- The fact that they've done remakes before and done things to damage the look at Majora's Mask 3D. Like people still argue about that game. That is so
Yeah.
divisive.
that's true.
It's like it's completely changed people's perspective of that game. Some
They
people
just
for the
don't-
best.
But it's
some
also
people
the only version of Majora's Mask I've played, so it's my version of Majora's Mask. You can't expect people to go back to the N64 when, in general, this game is probably going to sell like half of the N64's total, like
wait,
of everyone that ever
Is
got
it-
one.
is Ocarina of Time on the N64 emulator that Nintendo? I don't
Yeah, it
remember.
is.
if
It is.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
people can go back and play it. Nintendo's been promoting that for a while,
but
actually.
like you have to understand that people are going to go play the new thing, and I do believe that Majora's Mask is going to come after this.
If that is the
Because it
case,
should.
why did Super Mario 3D All Stars sell so much? People will play the old game if you port it in a nice, pretty collection, put it on the Switch. People will buy it.
I think
That's
the
al-
difference
that's also
there,
true.
Jack. Jack, those were before the NSO for those came out. That's why. Because we didn't even.
Yeah.
I don't know about
It's like-
you. For years, we didn't even think we'd get N64 NSO.
That
Yeah, that
Mario
is
Galaxy sold, and they released that last year.
Say again, I'm sorry.
also
Mario Galaxy sold, and they released that just last year.
those hold up.
Yeah, but
better.
Galaxy too.
So does Ocarina of Time 3D.
No,
It
I
holds up as well as
agree with you.
Galaxy.
That's the thing, Jack. I agree that Ocarina of Time 3D would sell. I just think I low key think that like they don't. They'd rather like do a whole new reimagining of Ocarina of Time rather than just
Yes.
like upscale the 3DS version. I just
When
think
you
this is what they want to do, and like
On the
we can
Yeah.
definitely argue about that more so. But like
it's
I
like it's
don't
like
necessarily
this-
view this as unnecessary.
it's like the
Unnecessary in
7
the sense
remake.
of like Ocarina of Time is still perfect. I agree with you there. It's one of my all-time favorites still. But you know, sadly there are people like Fusion, and yeah, Fusion sucks. I hate him, but like we have to appeal to them as
Also,
well.
you have to remember like the creatives that are gonna. If it is like the Zelda team that's behind this, this could be
Which is
their.
good.
These 2 remakes could be their last big games, and they want to do some. They don't want to just like remake. They want to do something new that they can do with today's technology, and be creative and reimagine. I mean, we saw voice acting. We saw just. I think the game
there's
looks.
gonna be voice acting in the game. I really don't.
I think there will be voice acting in the game. You heard Link. Like, listen, obviously
No,
Link's not
there
going to speak,
is-
but you heard him grunt in a more like voice acted way.
Shut up
In the
bitch.
trailer.
That
wait,
is-
in the trailer, he was
Thing
asleep.
is, though, we are guessing. We are still guessing. We still don't know if there's
And
voice
I,
acting.
Yeah,
and
that's
I
the
do
thing
think
we
should
all
have
agree on.
seen
Yeah.
more.
They should have
But
seen
I
more,
think-
yeah.
I like the visual style as of now. Like you can see
seen one
like the
clip.
weaves, but
That's
you see
my
the
thing.
weaves and like the clothes and the bed. Like I think that stuff. I
I'll say-
think like a realistic version of Zelda is something we haven't gotten in a long time. That I'm happy that they're tackling, and I'm from just what we can see with like the mural. I think it is more of a reimagining, which is what I want because I do think like make the Hyrule Field better, maybe add the light dungeon back, like revamp like something like the water dungeon. There are things that you can make better in Ocarina of Time, in my opinion, that I think this team is going to go back and do and make a very good video game that stands on its own. It doesn't have to stand beside the original. It can stand on its own.
I don't know if this is a hot take, but the graphic style of this game reminded me of that meme of like Mario, like the super realistic Mario game.
That was all I
Yep.
saw on Twitter.
So, I mean, it looks like it.
I'll say for myself, I just feel like we haven't seen enough. I can't really make a judgment on whether I like it or not unless we get it in motion, which I think we all agree they should have shown more. It feels
Yes.
weird for a
Yeah.
game that's releasing this year that should be shown less than Xenoblade, which is coming out next year.
Yeah.
That was more of an issue with the whole direct as itself. Because
Oh,
don't get me wrong, Xenoblade is one of my favorite series of all time, and I love the series to death. But we should have seen more of the stuff coming out this year.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's yeah. No, I think we agree there. Here's the thing, Jack. I'll say it for myself. Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater is one of my favorite games of all time. Like the way you talk about Ocarina of Time is the way I talk about Snake Eater. I hate the way Delta looks. I hate the art style. I hate that they got rid of the filter. But I don't care because I'm just like, hey, the original is playable on modern platforms. So at
In
least for
defense,
myself,
though-
it just doesn't bother me.
In
But
defense
that's
of
a
Snake
faithful
Eater,
remake. We don't
Snake
know
Eater
if
is a one-to-one remake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't
no,
even know
that's-
what this is. That's what I think. If we like,
Yeah, that's the thing. I
all,
wish
if all
we.
these questions were answered, then
Yeah,
maybe I wouldn't feel this way. But like,
I would have liked the
Vengeance,
Numa to
oh,
come out
maybe
for a
this is the-
second.
Like, is this the original creators making this? Is it even in house? We don't know because Star Fox isn't. So like, this
Sorry.
could be anyone.
Could you imagine this remake is being developed by Forever Entertainment? Like, no, wait, not them.
Honestly,
I think it's in house, but again, we don't know.
it's
we don't
weird
know.
because like Nintendo just doesn't do this. Like, this is a new thing for them. Like to do such hyper not realistic, but hyper stylized remakes. Like
I
they
mean,
did it for Link's Awakening, but that was a Game Boy game. But like,
yeah,
they're
like
doing
they're
it again, though.
games.
Jack,
yeah.
they're doing it next week.
That's what I mean
Yeah.
with like Star Fox and now this, and it's just like I don't know. I
Yeah.
kind of like the fact that Nintendo hasn't been doing remakes of all
So
the
that-
games because like I typically don't.
But
like remakes.
yeah, with this one specifically, I don't know if you guys remember like years ago where people would be making like those fan mods of like oh here's how Ocarina of Time would look in like Unreal Engine 4, and it's like Nintendo hired this man, yeah,
Exactly.
and now it's that shit, but
That-
but
I- I
So-
think,
And maybe it will
they
look better
wouldn't-
in game, but we haven't seen it.
yeah,
Yeah.
no, and that's my argument, Jack. I just don't know if I have a judgment call to be made because I don't know what this looks like. But I'll say for myself, I don't think Nintendo would even think about daring touch Ocarina of Time unless they had a really strong vision for it. And if they don't, then yeah, we should talk shit and roast it. But right now, I'm like, listen, they haven't given me reason not to trust them yet. Though
Yeah.
I will say, Dragon Drive definitely lowered my opinion of Nintendo as a whole. That and Welcome Tour, I'm like, oh man, I don't know if you guys have the
And
chops
I-
anymore.
And I will say, I think assuming we also get Majora's Mask, I think these types of remakes are ways that they can put, because there's not going to be the Tears of the Kingdom size team on a remake like this, even if it's ground up stuff. There still takes ideally less people just by the fact that there is a lot of material there that you have to make from the ground up in terms of like setting and all that. So I think this is their way of they're kind of running out of Zelda like HD remasters they can do besides the ones that everyone wants. But like, I think this is their way of getting new Zelda content out that sells more than like the 4 or 5 million that Echoes of Wisdom and Link's Awakening comes out. Because this will probably sell like 20 to 30 million copies.
Oh, I don't
So
think so.
I
I don't think so for a second.
I don't know.
I,
About
there are people on like my Twitter feed that I follow for like sports related reasons only that never talk video games, that don't own Switches, that are like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a Switch because I need to play this game that was in my childhood. Like
I
this,
think-
I'm
it's
no
also
offense, but Ocarina of Time never sold that well. Zelda games just never sold well until Breath of the Wild. People like
Well,
the
that-
game
that-
style of
Well,
those
but-
games.
That's
That's
exactly
the
it.
thing that
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, we say that, but then now it's like Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom is out, so now anything with a Zelda logo will
yeah.
draw some level.
Yeah,
of excitement.
it's-
If it's the 3D behind the back, it'll this is gonna sell, I think, like 20 million copies, and I think they want those types of sellers because they know they can't just get those types of sellers every 6 or 7 years that they're getting from Breath of the Wild and Ocarina.
Jack.
Six of-
Yeah.
I think Jack brought up a good point with if this does sell well, I think we could see them start doing other remakes. Because I know there was that rumor, and I mentioned it the other day that we didn't see here, but there was that rumor that they're remaking Metroid Prime. Not Metroid Prime, Super Metroid. And then it also brings up the question, what if they just remake Super Mario 64?
No.
No.
See,
Listen,
now I
no,
turn
no,
it to
listen.
yeah, that's where I turn it to Jack.
Listen, I'm gonna
See what a problem starting now?
You know what, Jack? You got a point now. You're saying that.
Dark. If it was up to
Jack,
me,
I'm on your side.
if it was up to me, I'd greenlight remakes for all the old retro Nintendo stuff from N64 and GameCube. All those like
Thank
remake
God you're not in
Wind
charge.
Waker,
Exactly.
remake
Yeah, get
Twilight
his ass outta
Princess. Do those are the like I would love those because
Think
it
you
gives
need a
me
remake?
one
Yeah,
a reason to
If you
go
want
back
a
and
remake
do
of
some new
Ocarina
stuff.
of Time, if you want Ocarina of Time with better graphics, go play Twilight Princess. You know what they could have
I
ported
don't-
Twilight Princess.
Whoa.
Did I ever say I just wanted Ocarina of Time with better graphics? From the beginning, I said I want them to be more ambitious with it. If they're remaking the
They're
game,
I
changing
think-
stuff.
I think they're going to change stuff. I think mostly
Yes.
in relation to like Hyrule Field and whatnot. I don't think it's going to be open world. Jack, I don't think we're going into Hyrule Field and it's like hit the tower to cover more of the map.
The thing with
A lot
Hyrule
of
Field,
Far
like,
Cry
it-
Could you imagine?
Hyrule Field is pretty small. Like people like
I think
It
it's
is-
going to be a lot bigger
They're gonna add Guardians
Why?
to Hyrule
the
Field.
problem with it is that it's
because I
too
want that.
for how
Jack.
much is in it.
I think they're going to add more side content. I think this is going to be an expansive remake.
And I think Nintendo doesn't even know what they have because they butchered it in the
But, like-
3DS version a lot of aspects. So
And I disagree. The 3DS
I
version
feel like-
is how I played the game, and it was fantastic.
I feel like this is a test. And if this does what we might see like Super Mario 64, we might see more Metroid, we might it might start going down the list of
There's such
What-
easy wins.
look, we got Star Fox. That's another one. We got Star
I'll
yeah.
say real
But
quick,
that's been remade 10 times.
For Super
Every
Metroid
Star Fox game.
specifically, that one seemed like the rumor was that it was going to be pixely. I don't know what the deal with that,
Yeah.
but I guess more
Like, if-
pixel art.
I mean, how to
That-
be fair, how would you
Yo, wait, look,
remake-
actually, here's an idea. Actually, I have an idea. Can we do HD 2D for like fun genres? Like a Super Metroid in HD 2D? Hell yeah.
Oh,
that would be
I'd
crazy.
play that.
I'm down.
like showing that they're interested in also still keeping 2D stuff. Like they're not just going to bring everything to 3D and make it like one like bland look. they're going to take what their vision is and expand it, and that is exciting. I want more Nintendo games of the older eras to do that, because one, you're still going to get new Nintendo games, because from what we can kind of see, they're splitting some of their bigger teams up to tackle projects, or getting other teams with Nintendo supervision to do stuff like Star Fox that will be successful. If stuff like that happens on top of new projects, I think this is how they subsidize growing gaming costs and time it takes to bring new games out.
I mean, that's the thing.
Like, we're not
Ben,
going to get the next
I-
Zelda
I-
game for 3 or 4 more years, at least.
Yeah, and I think I'm with that idea of thinking. We don't know yet. Like, we literally don't know if that is their strategy. They haven't done a strategy meeting where they're saying, like, yeah, we're splitting our teams, we're doing all this. So, like, I feel like I hate to pull, I'm going to pull a Switzerland. Like, I'm in the middle of all of y'all. Like, I don't really have a, like, real side on the idea of, like, remaking a lot of these classics. Personally, I'm like, yeah, these games are still amazing. They're still masterpieces. Like, I don't mind if they remake them. I don't mind if they don't, because I still have the original. But, like, if they, I just want to avoid a situation where, you know, here's a great example. If they were to say, hey, guys, we're bringing back Mother 3 finally as a remake, that annoy me, because I want them to bring back the original and then do a remake.
They haven't even brought up the original.
Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. It's like, it's the same with, like, Twilight Princess. I don't want a remake of Twilight Princess before you even allow us to have the original version on the Switch. So, like, I'm always of the mind of, like, if the original's still there, remake what you want. I don't care. As long as it's not, like, a faithful, or you're doing something to where it's like, no, this is worth, like, investing in. No. Yeah, I don't know. That's my opinion on it. I really do think we all agree on the one thing. They really should have shown more. I think this was kind of a lackluster announcement. I don't even care about the leaks. The idea of it being leaked, like, whatever. I don't even care about that aspect. I think even if it didn't get leaked, we'd probably still be sitting here like, damn, they should have shown more. Even as like, holy shit.
They're not even, what they did show, it was his fucking toes. Like, what are we doing?
They definitely should have showed more, and I'll be even more mad if we have to wait till September to see more. Like, if we get something next month, I think that'll wipe away some frustration from me.
When do you guys think this will come out? Is it gonna release
November? It'll be November.
I think the funniest thing that can happen is if this drops alongside GTA.
I think it's very possible.
Like, they'd screw me over specifically.
Ocarina of Time originally came out like the 21st of November, so people were guessing that. But I think if they were going to do that, then they wouldn't be releasing it this year, but releasing it in 2028 instead for the 50th anniversary. So I think it's like early November. I will say, like, you Bench purposely poked the bear to get me to rant about this game. To say something nice, I'm really looking forward to the music.
Yeah, the music's gorgeous.
Yeah.
When they played the Kokiri Forest theme, like,
and then
I'm looking for
Song of Storms is gonna go bananas.
Gerudo Desert. Like,
oh god. Oh my god.
Because it'll be a full orchestra, so it'll be orchestra. Oh, it's gonna be so good.
You watch it, and they won't even like orchestrate. Like Twilight Princess HD, they teased that they were going to do an orchestral soundtrack, and then it was just the MIDI one. So they'll probably do the same here.
Did Skyward Sword also have MIDI, or was that what was orchestrated?
That was MIDI, apart from the trailer themes, which were awesome.
Yeah, you're right. That's so annoying.
It's so fun.
Yeah. Anyways, really exciting. We will see more hopefully soon. But yeah, let's talk about the direct as a whole. What were you guys rate it and just your overall thoughts? I'll go first. This was fine. It's not a bad direct. I don't think you call this direct bad online. You know, they hit you with the Scott the Woz reaction image. they love to hit the Scott the Woz reaction image on it. And I don't know if you saw Jack. Even Scott the Woz was like, I didn't even like the direct. So it's very funny seeing his face plastered everywhere. For myself, because a lot of people like to put you just play Mario, Zelda, Pokemon. It's like, bitch, I know for a fact I play more Nintendo franchises than you. Okay, like, don't even try to put that on me. It's just for myself personally. There just wasn't really anything for me. And the 3 things I cared about the most, which was Fire Emblem, Dustbloods, and Ocarina of Time, I think all of them didn't really show well. They barely showed anything for either of them, and I just don't feel any more excitement for them than I already have. And you could argue, like, announcement of Ocarina of Time, like, yeah, that's exciting, but it's also like, I wish we showed more of it. And Dustbloods, that was a horrible way to show that game. Like, I don't know why we showed nothing for it. And Fire Emblem, I feel like we just barely saw anything. Like, it almost felt like they were appeasing the, like, anti-Fire Emblem crowd of, like, okay, we'll go through this quickly. It's like, no, man, show the game. Like, this is one of your big holiday releases. Like, get me excited about it instead of just waiting for the Fire Emblem direct. So yeah, all that, and then it's just a lot of it was ports, which like is good for the ecosystem of the Switch too, but it's not necessarily exciting for me personally. And then from there, it's just like I'm not a Xenoblade guy, you know, that's just not something that personally excites me. I'm not a Final Fantasy guy. So like the two probably most exciting announcements for a lot of people, along with Kingdom Hearts 4, none of them really appealed to me personally. I think objectively this is probably better than Direct, but I'd kind of sit around a 6 out of 10. I think this was okay, wasn't awful, but just nothing for me specifically. And I think what the Switch 2 needs is a exciting Direct, and I just don't think this was the Direct it needed. Jack,
So okay.
Oh, sorry, I just want to go Jack first. Jack, how are you feeling?
Very similar, maybe a little bit higher, but I am in agreement that this was not the Direct that the Switch 2 needed. We need right now. People don't feel a need to buy it other than a price increase. Like that is literally, I think, the best selling feature of the Switch 2 right now is the fact that it will be going up soon, so you should buy it now. But I think the VGC guys were saying like if this Direct, the exact same Direct, had happened in like February instead of the partner Direct, this would have gone down really well. But, and I'd quite like to get into this later when we talk about the whole Switch 2 first year of Directs. But like the fact that we've been waiting September for a general Direct, and this is the one that we get, and it's still a bit like still very port heavy, still very partner heavy. It's just it does disappoint a little bit. However, Final Fantasy Resonance got announced, and that makes me happy. So I like it.
Nice. Bench, how about you?
So I'm going to first start with a list of my top 5 favorite games of all time, starting from 1 to 5. And I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere with this. Number 1, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Number 2, Tears of the Kingdom. Number 3, Final Fantasy XIV. Number 4, Xenoblade Chronicles 3. And number 5, Persona 5 Royal. And now to look at 5 games announced this week. Final Fantasy VII Revelation, Final Fantasy Resonance, Xenoblade Genesis, Persona 6, and Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Fuck you, Bench.
Pretty much. So sorry. I wanted to say, throughout this week, and honestly mostly in the Direct, three games of the Direct, I have gotten an update on pretty much every single game in my top 5 of all time is getting some sort of follow-up in its franchise in the next year, by the end of 2027. And I am definitely lucky in that instance, and the Direct definitely brought that with Xenoblade Ocarina of Time and Resonance. For me, the Direct is probably an 8.5, but I just wanted to like overstate this past week, and especially this Direct brought things that I did not think were going to happen forever or ages. So definitely loved Xenoblade, Ocarina of Time, and Resonance. Those stuck out, and obviously from the other showcases, Persona 6 and Revelation. Like this past like week of showcases has truly been the binge Summer Game Fest of dreams.
You thought they were gonna stop making Xenoblades?
I didn't expect to see it until next year.
Oh, wait another year. Okay.
No, but like I there was no part in my mind that thought this was going to show up today. Well, obviously Tuesday.
Dark, how about you? You're broke. You don't own a Switch 2, but what did you think?
Yeah, I don't want to. I do have a couple. I thought that just to get out there, I thought that the showcase was fine. I do think it is a bit concerning because, in my opinion, it feels like Nintendo really doesn't have that much going on with the Switch 2 ready yet. Because, like, getting into what they showed, we knew that Fire Emblem's been in development for a long time since Three Houses, and even with Xenoblade, if you've been following the interviews and stuff, we knew that something was coming soon. Like I think it was like a month or two prior to this, they were showing that they were doing the music for something, which they only do when they're getting close to an announcement. But like outside of that, it feels like they don't have that much ready for this. And like you guys were mentioning, I really don't have an incentive to pick up a Switch 2, except for Xenoblade, and that's just one game series, which is like, don't get me wrong, I probably will still do it because I love Xenoblade to death, but that's still really pricey just for only that. You know what I mean?
Derek, honestly, it sounds like Bench is a bigger Xenoblade fan than you know.
Well, why are you doing this to me?
I am.
He's a bigger Persona fan than us. He's a bigger Xenoblade fan. Like, I don't
keep
know,
in mind,
man.
Bench has only played the Xenoblade titles. I've played every single Xenoblade title in existence. he hasn't even covered them.
Wolf said Xenoblade.
Bench hasn't even finished Xenoblade X. He hasn't even finished Xenoblade X. Hit the start button.
Does that count?
What did Wolf say
What do
about
you mean?
Xenoblade?
Oh, I was saying Wolf didn't say Xeno series. He just said Xenoblade.
Yeah, that's true.
You haven't even finished Xenoblade X.
That doesn't count.
Get this slurper out of here.
And besides, you didn't buy that game. You pirated it.
Yeah,
I still supported him.
true. Bench actually bought the games. He got you there.
God.
Jack, I already got to Jack. Jat, how are you feeling?
Yes. All right. So, it's funny because the games that I actually want to play are already the ones that we knew about and when they're coming.
Yep.
Like Rhythm Heaven, that's literally out very soon. It's Splatoon Raiders also out, not that like in a little bit, and then what's it called, Star Fox, right? Like those type of games, I'm very excited for. Like with the other stuff, like I'm very happy for the fans. Don't get me wrong, and then also with some third party games, like this would have been a really good partner showcase. Not gonna lie, if it was labeled as that.
Okay.
Yeah. But overall, it just didn't have enough stuff that I like personally wanted. Like a certain Italian plumber missing, but that's okay. We'll get him next time. But yeah, a solid 6 out of 10. And also another thing is that like like people are hyped for a 15-minute direct, guys. That's not always a good thing if like if it's gonna be a lot of stuff that like if it's not paced well, like long directs may not always be the best if there's like a little of the actual exciting games and a lot of the what do you call it, a lot of the games that like less people are excited for. But I also get that Nintendo has third-party agreements and deals, so they have to.
Me and Bench always say it's like this direct's got to be the big one, and I think we said that about every direct. So it's been tough. Let's talk about more Nintendo, specifically the first year of the Nintendo Switch 2. So all of us outside of Dark got a Switch 2, and then we all bought it day one, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
So, yeah, we were day one adopters. We've been with this system since the beginning. We'll get overall thoughts, but let's first talk about all these bullet points I have here. First and foremost, let's talk about the hardware, the power of the system, the quality of the screen, controllers, all that. Do you guys think this is a sizable enough increase in power and quality and everything from Switch 1?
Yes.
Yeah, I think it's
100%, yeah.
bigger than I was expecting.
I'd agree with that, Bench. I think it was more than I expected, at least. I'll say this. I think this thing is way more scalable. And like you talk to game developers about the Switch 2, they're like, yeah, this is way more power than we expected it to be. So like, I don't think, like, obviously this thing is not going to run like a lot of games at like 4K 60. I think we all understand that because it is a, priority is its handheld capabilities for third-party ports. But I feel like so far the third-party ports have been pretty decent. Great ways to play a lot of these games, especially in terms of Capcom and their ports. And I think in terms of power, this thing is very high quality. And I also really got to shout out like the screen. I think the screen is really good. A lot better than the Switch ones, especially. I don't know if it's as good as the OLED though. I wouldn't say that much. That is currently the big disappointment for a lot of like the big handheld players. Jad, I know you're a big handheld player. The lack of OLED.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, like it's like because I went from Switch 1 LED to Switch 2, so I didn't buy like the OLED. And look, the screen is still nice. Like as much as I'd want an OLED, but yeah, and like like getting that HDR, that's still pretty nice. But I just feel like they're intentionally doing this so they can release the Switch 2 OLEDs at some point.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
And I will say about like kind of hardware power, I think we all were kind of worried once Bonanza came out. It's a fantastic game, but I think it had some frame drop moments in it.
Oh yeah.
But I think that came down to the fact that they really hadn't dug their teeth into the hardware yet, because obviously Star Fox doesn't have like destructibles and stuff, but we're seeing games already, first party and third party, that I think if Bonanza came out 1 or 2 years into the life cycle, it would have had more of a stable frame rate, because this is just like we saw by the Switch 2 Nintendo's remasters of the system, and we're already seeing leaps kind of on that level with Nintendo first party going into year 2 of the system. So that honestly gets me very excited for what's to come with first party. Because I mean, Nintendo are going to master this thing by the end of its generation, and I think we're already starting to see some of that level up.
I also really want to shout out the controllers. I don't play on the Joy-Cons too much, but when I played, it's pretty good. I really want to shout out the Pro controller. The Switch 2 Pro controller is phenomenal. It is so
Yes.
comfortable. It has the back buttons, which is really nice for certain games. Absolutely love that thing. It is phenomenal.
It's amazing.
Mhm.
One of the best, and it does it all that without analog buttons. So clearly a controller.
Sorry, Bob. No analog controls still. But yeah, so yeah, I think we're all pretty high on the actual hardware. Like the Switch 2 hardware wise is very good. Let's talk about the pricing. So this is good. So it's going into effect this holiday September 1st, that the price will be increased to it's $500 for a base Switch 2 and then $550 for the one with the game, if I'm correct.
I don't. I think they're
it-
rolling out the game bundle, unless I'm wrong.
Oh, are they?
No, like right now they have the bundle where you can pick one of 3 games. It's like Mario Kart, DK, or Pokemon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that depends, yeah. But yeah, about $500 though for the console. Up increase of $50. How much is it in your neck of the woods, Jack?
Currently, I think it's about. Oh, I don't know. I think it's about £350. So I imagine it's going up to about 400-ish, probably a bit more.
You guys want to hear?
I'll be honest.
You guys wanna hear mine?
But yeah, it's not that bad compared. In all honesty, like I expected them to just do what they do with the games, where they just say,
It's like the same price.
especially what Sony does, where it's just like dollars and pounds. Let's just pretend they're the same, so we charge
Yeah.
Brits more. But no, they've basically kept it the exact same over here that it is over there.
Yeah, it seems like your European division is pretty good at like making sure the pricing is consistent.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
And also with that is the pricing of a lot of the games, which is actually way more variable than I expected. But even then, so Star Fox. Okay, so I'm gonna need help here. Star Fox is 50, right?
Yeah,
it-
60
yeah.
physical.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
that is a recent thing they introduced. They are saying, hey guys, we're going to release the digital games and the physical games at different price points. It's going to be $10 extra for the digital. So $50 for Star Fox,
Got it.
$60 for the physical. Same with Rhythm Heaven. And then other games are 60 digital, 70 physical. I don't know an example of that
Yeah.
specifically.
Yoshi was 60 digital
Yeah.
and 70 physical, I think.
Yeah, and then some. Sorry, yeah.
Oh yeah, and then last case is Fire Emblem, a game like Fire Emblem, which is 70 digital and then 80 physical. And in the case of Mario Kart World, you're spending $80 no matter what, baby.
And
so there's the whole debate about $80 video games.
I can bet you Ocarina of Time is going to be in that tier.
Yeah, probably the $80 physical for that one. I mean, here's the thing. I'm always going to say I think it sucks that prices are going up no matter what. I think $80 for games is comical. I don't really see that at all. I hope it's a case of, hey, we're just doing $80 for the physical. Even then, as a physical game collector, yeah, that sucks. Like, I just don't like it. It's better than the alternative of them making us pay $90 physically, which I feel like they very much could have tried to push with like Zelda, especially. Which I mean, we don't know. We don't know. Maybe Zelda is going to be that. But right now, I mean, like we know the only other like technically $80 games are a lot of the Switch 2 editions, which I saw a lot of people bring up as like, oh, there are other $80 games. I view that more as like you're buying the game with the DLC, so like that just doesn't really factor in as much to me. I think more so is the case of something like a Mario Kart World, which the fact that that game is $80 is comical.
The pricing of the games is probably the thing that makes me the lowest on the Switch 2, in all honesty.
Mm-hmm.
It is absolute like the console price, I think for what we get, like we just said about the hardware, is pretty good. I do think it's disappointing that Nintendo can't operate in a lower tier, especially as everything else in the world goes up in price. However, considering what we get, I understand why it is the price that it is. I think it's fine. The price of the games is unrealistically stupid. Like Nintendo games famously cost a hell of a lot less to make than any other platform, and yet they are charging more than any other platform. The fact that
Yeah.
a game like Outer Worlds 2, we bully into lowering its price from 80, but a game like Mario Kart World is allowed to be 80, a game like Fire Emblem is allowed to be 80 physically. It is absolutely insane. There is no reason why they couldn't have like their games stay at 60 like they were for the entire Switch generation and have the physicals be 70 if they really want to charge more for them. They are just being greedy. This is just greed.
I just checked the EV Games site to see the Canadian pricing for Fire Emblem. So 80 US, it's $110 here, 3 digits.
Man, what's
for a
going
Fire
on in
Emblem.
Canada, bro? Like y'all got something more going on there. Jack, but Jack, to your point, I don't really disagree with you at all. I think it is kind of insane for the pricing to be the way it is. I will say I like the idea of variable pricing, and they very much have been more variable about their pricing than I think I expected. But it's still a case of just like a lot of these games, like you could charge 64 and you'll be completely fine, especially because these are Nintendo games. They sell very well considering their lower budgets. So it very much, I think it is the case of what you're saying of, yeah, they're just trying to get a little extra money out of this. Which, hey, if you got the money, I mean, like it works out for you, but like it's still like annoying. It's always gonna suck spending more money for what is effectively not that much of a massive increase. Especially in the case of Mario Kart. Mario Kart is still to be like, man, that is $80 to the point where I'm like, that DLC better be free or like come with Switch Online or something. Because the fact that I spent 80 on that, it's ridiculous. And you could also make the argument of like the bundle, and I do think they've been really pushing digital. And honestly, I mean, Jackie, if you want to bring that up,
I nearly brought up key cards, yeah, but like
that's just a massive negative. Here's the real problem, Jack. I am understanding of game key cards in a case of, I don't know, like a really big game. Like a game that's like, okay.
Rebirth, yeah.
Yeah, that's maybe like a Rebirth or Cyberpunk. But also, Cyberpunk's on the cart.
Yeah, it is.
So that's not even a good example. The problem, Jack, that I've noticed is a lot of these game devs with games that are like a gigabyte. I think One Piece Grand Gourmet is one of them. I might have misconstrued this. I don't know.
Pokopia, like also a card.
Yeah, I think. Sorry, excuse me. Grand Gourmet is like a gigabyte large, and it uses like a game key card. And I see a lot of other games where it's just like you're way smaller and you use a game key card. But then I see like Eliza P, which is like 35 gigabytes. That's all on the card.
It's just disappointing because the Switch was the best console to collect for in terms of in recent memory. It's like I think I have nearly like 200 Switch games, and like a massive chunk of them are indies that get eventual physical releases. It is just such a great platform to own physical games on, and the Switch 2 just clearly isn't going to be that, and that's fine. I can stomach that. The problem is when first-party games are getting keycards, and I don't care if Pokopia is published by Pokemon Company in Japan. It is published by Nintendo over here, and they chose to release it as a game keycard. That is insane, especially when they are charging so much for the game, and now they are charging half the game's price for the DLC. It is wild that they can't put that on a cartridge.
I 100% agree with you. It's ridiculous. It's my hope, Jack, that like all like in-house first parties at the very least are on the card. So like your Marios, your Zeldas, like I honestly think even like mainline Pokemon. I think the fact is that Pokopia is a Koei Tecmo game, and that's why it was a game
published by Nintendo, which is what.
Yeah, which is true, but like it's not developed by Nintendo or even like a Pokemon Company subsidiary specifically.
But Hades 2 and Orbitals aren't published by Nintendo, and Nintendo is distributing the physicals of those with all the game on cartridge. So there is no excuse.
It's inconsistent. Yeah, no, I think that's the thing. If it was at least a little bit consistent, it really comes down to, and I hate to use this word, I really hate to use this word, but it kind of is just lazy. A lot of these game devs are like, or these like publishers and like the people distributing, are like, let's just get it on a game key card, whatever. And it just because Nintendo basically gave them a back door with the game key card, where like it used to be like, well, people aren't gonna buy the digital download in box, so we might as well put it on the cartridge. Nintendo's like, no, we got you. Use this game key card. It's like, what? Like it just sucks that they're actively like promoting it too.
It's just like I say, it's just disappointing because like I say, with third parties, I can just stomach it because I'll just buy it on a different platform. It's disappointing that I won't buy a game like Final Fantasy Resonance on Switch 2, but I'll just buy it on Switch 1 and get the better box anyway. So who cares? It's,
it's
it's the
all
first party thing that bothers me.
Yeah.
well with Resonance. There's no upgrade path, so
That's fine. I'll just play on the Switch 1 version on Switch 2.
Yeah, it's a pixel art game. I think it'll be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll manage.
Let's talk about third party support. Or actually, yeah, let's do third party support and then we'll get into the first party support. I think this has been, from in certain aspects, very strong. I think there are certain companies that are very much supporting the Switch 2 in a strong way.
Oh.
Mainly Capcom, and I think Square Enix has also been very, very good about this. Their ports are very high quality. The games are releasing at a very steady cadence. They're going for like day and dates too. In the case of stuff like
Yeah.
Resident Evil Requiem,
Oh,
I think
yeah.
that's all
Yeah.
awesome. Then
Yeah.
you get into like the weirdos, and it's mostly a lot of the Western companies. Stuff like Borderlands 4, which Switch 2 edition, we don't know what happened to it. Like they were proudly talking about it in the direct of like, yeah, Borderlands is back, and like, oh, we're gonna have it on Switch 2, and then they just went like 2 weeks before the game came out. They're like, oh, it's on ice. And I was like, is it ever gonna release? Like, are we ever gonna get that Switch 2 edition? Because it ran horribly on PC. Like that was like a big thing, is that it didn't even run well on like consoles and PC. Is it ever going to come out on Switch 2? Stuff like that is just like, what are we doing?
honestly, with Borderlands, I think it just wasn't a success, so they just said, "Well, we're not going to bother because Switch 2 takes some more optimization."
Yeah, no, I mean, I wouldn't be blaming it. I think that just comes down to like more of a developer issue, like Take-Two's fault than I think the actual hardware. But yeah, I don't know. It's just I feel like certain companies are very, very strong with their support, and certain companies aren't. I don't. What do you guys think of third-party support overall?
Yeah, going to the thing you said about Capcom. I mean, I played through Requiem on the Switch 2 in handheld mode, and I wasn't bothered by like the compromise of like the spaghetti hair or like other things of like the frames because it was still an amazing experience on the Switch 2. So I think that the third party support has been like really really good. I even got the Cyberpunk port by CDPR, and that's also been like having played the game already. Like obviously, yeah, like going to expecting like a pretty decent experience, a playable experience, but it's in that good middle of like it's not obviously going to be as as high as like PS5 or Xbox Series or PC games of like you get all your ray tracing and like all that lighting stuff. It's like it's also not as bad as like some Switch One ports, like I don't know, Mortal Kombat one, where it's like the blurriest shit. No, it's like in that middle of it's a very like playable experience,
Solid.
and solid, and I'm happy with what we're getting.
I mean, I think it has more third-party support than I was expecting. I mean, like the full remake trilogy for FF7 with getting the last one day one is crazy. Capcom support is crazy. Like Wilds is coming to the Switch too. That's crazy.
That's insane to me, dude. It barely ran on PC. Yeah, no, I mean, I think just been very strong, specifically with certain companies. It's just, I think we're waiting for the rest of the industry to catch up and also get their stuff, especially like trying to get this stuff day and date would be much more like just better for overall for everyone involved. Let's talk about the first party though. Jack, you were kind enough to give me a nice little list about everything regarding the first year of the Switch 2. Now, I don't think we're going to go into all these in depth, but we all started with Mario Kart World, the launch title, the thing to sell the console. Jack, I think you and me complain about this game the most, more than anyone, because we care.
Yeah, like I play this game weekly, and I still complain about it.
It's tough, man. I feel like it's a game that should be my favorite Mario Kart. But it all is just that intermission shit sucks so badly. It is not fun. Having said that, I do think a lot of the actual tracks themselves are great. I think the movement and the controls and all that are stellar as always. The game is gorgeous. I love the art style a ton. All that is really good. It's just, bro, what are we doing with this intermission track bullshit?
Yeah, this is. I think I like the game. I do like the game, but I am disappointed by it, especially like a year later. In retrospect, it's just good. And like Mario Kart for me, especially, is usually some of my favorite games on the console. I don't think this is even close to as good as Mario Kart 8, especially Deluxe. It's just, again, you mentioned the movement. I like the movement. I do like wall jumping. That is a lot of fun, especially if you get good at it and jump over people online. Hell yes, so much fun. But in terms of the track design, yeah, I do like it. I wish I got to actually play through all 3 tracks more often, 3 laps on a track, but
Yeah,
it's fine. The intermissions,
fine.
the funny thing about the intermissions is like they've added some decent ones since launch in just updates, but I'd still rather just not play them. So
it feels like a game that really needs like a big DLC, and like, hey, we're adding like a mode that allows you to just play the tracks by themselves without the intermissions, like specifically, or new DLC tracks. Like, get people jazzed up about this game again, because right now it's like, well, Sonic Racing Crossworld's got an entire year of DLC before Mario Kart World really got touched in a significant way.
I think that's the thing. It just feels incomplete, and that's like
Yeah.
for a game we spent 80 on and will no doubt be expected to spend more on. That is kind of unacceptable.
The fact of the matter is, like, they literally had a way for you to play like 3-lap tracks, and then they patched it out.
Yeah,
And I think about that all the time. It's like, why? Like, who is bothering you with this? Like, why does it affect you so much?
it's like they're actively ashamed of it. Like they're just like,
Yeah.
no, you have
No,
to play the
please.
intermissions.
Please do the intermissions, please. They're fun, guys. Yeah. Mario Kart World, though, hopefully we get DLC of it soon because it's getting ridiculous. And then there's a game I have zero sympathy for. That's Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, a game Bench keeps trying to defend.
I liked Welcome Tour.
It's a $10 tech demo. It's a $10 tech demo.
Let me explain myself. Let me explain myself. Is it a video game? No. It's a very interesting thing where you get to hear from Nintendo engineers behind the hardware and their reasoning for doing the things that designed the Switch 2. I think it's interesting when you hear those from people, especially Nintendo, where they don't talk about that stuff. So I found it personally fascinating.
We got 2 hours of tutorials.
I think I played it for like 8 to 10 hours.
8 to 10. Okay, well, still, it's a fucking tech demo with 8 to 10 hours of tutorials, man. I'm sorry.
I'm not going to say it's the best thing ever, but I like that it exists.
I hate that it exists. I mean, I feel like that's just a true disagreement there because it's like, to me, I look at this as like the audacity of this. I'm gonna say, man, I feel like this being $10 is more egregious to me than Mario Kart being 80, because I feel like even despite Mario Kart, I feel lack of content in a lot of ways, at least it doesn't feel like a tech demo. The same way Welcome Tour is just actively a tech demo from a company that bundled Wii Sports with the Wii. And that's something that Reggie had to fight for. And now that Reggie's not there, you're not going to get a Welcome Tour bundled in with the Switch as a way. And like, Jat, I go back to the Switch 2 Direct reactions a lot, and my favorite part will always be when Welcome Tour shows up. And everyone's like, "Oh, okay, this is a cool like game to bundle." And it's like it will come out paid and paid. Like everyone's reaction is the same. It's like, that's paid. I think it's the biggest joke of this console. Just a glorified tech demo. I really, really dislike it. But hey, not much more to add off that. Then we got the Switch 2 editions of Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom. Not much to say there. Really awesome. Get those at 4K 60. Was it 4K 60, Bench?
The which game? Welcome
The
Tour?
Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom.
Yes. I think it's 1440.
I better hope Welcome Tour is 4K 60.
$10 and
I think the 2 Zelda games are 1440 60.
Next is Donkey Kong Bonanza, the big Switch 2 exclusive. I really love this game. I thought it was amazing. There's not much more to say about it that we haven't already. We talked a lot about it at Sauce.
I think it's the best Nintendo platformer I've played in a long time.
Not a platformer.
Yeah.
It's a platformer.
It's not a platform. It's a beat 'em up.
It's a platformer.
Where the enemy is the ground.
It's a platform.
Well, debating genre aside, the game itself is really, really good. I feel like there's been a weird energy around it by a lot of people. It's like, oh, the game actually sucks, and I'm like, I don't really see that. The game's awesome. It's really, really fun. It has its issues. I definitely have some problems with it, but I think it is a pretty strong game to launch alongside the system. Jack, I want to talk about this real quick. Just the Super Mario Party Jamboree Switch 2 Edition plus Jamboree TV. I've never seen people hate on
Yeah.
something more. I didn't touch this myself,
Oh,
but like, it's crazy.
I think Jack, you played this, didn't you?
yeah. I bought this game, and I mean, I got it cheaper through my ways. But honestly, it's like everyone hates this game. I enjoyed this. I played this like at least 3 or 4 different times with some friends at like different gatherings, and the one good thing they added, and they should have this in all base Mario parties going forward, and that's the 5 round mode where they cut down like like it's just a standard Mario Party, but it's only 5 rounds, and everybody gets a star to begin with, and like 50 coins or something. It gets chaotic and it goes fast because that's the thing I hate about a Mario Party. Otherwise, is the pacing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it sounds like it's just like fun if you're into if you got a good group of friends to hang out with and play the game with.
Exactly.
We got another fucking joke, Dragon Drive. No one's defending this one. At least I'd hope. I played the open test and like I was like, this is fine, but like $20 and like the game kind of sucks. And also, this is the first year of your system. And this was your idea of like a mouse mode game. It's drag and drive. I don't really have much else to say about it. It's just asinine, really, really bad game.
Yeah.
We got more Switch 2 editions, Galaxy 1 plus 2, not much to add there. Pokemon Legends ZA, that did come out to Switch 2. The Switch 2 improvements were really good. Game's good.
Yeah.
You know, it's not amazing, but like I thought I had a great time with it.
It's definitely one of those. Or sorry, yeah, it's one of those where the Switch 2 edition is the playable one. The Switch 1 version is dog shit.
Yeah, for sure. Switch 1, what's it called? It being on Switch 1 is definitely like doesn't add to the Switch 2's repertoire of knives, I would say. But I think it is still like, okay, this is a good version of a pretty good game. And then we got Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. I didn't play this one. Bench, did you?
I did. Me and Jack. Like you should be Jack's the Warriors imprisonment head. Like I loved it, but so I'll let him go after like very brief. But like it's great. I mean they've kind of mastered these games. I think it was fun to be in that world again. I'm happy with what they did.
Yeah, this is this. I think now that some time has passed and the Soggies we've moved on from the Soggies, I think this is my favorite Switch 2 exclusive so far.
The Zelda game, shocker.
I know. You'd never believe it. Yeah, it was. Look, I'm a recently converted Warriors sicko. I kind of just love all the ones that I've been playing over the last year and a half. But this one was just amazing. Like it expanded on the story of Tears of the Kingdom, in which, despite being a game I adore, I don't love the story of that game. This game like made me like it a little bit more, and the story in this game was better in my opinion. The gameplay is amazing. The visuals look amazing. It actually runs. Can you believe it? A Warriors game, a Nintendo Warriors game.
Yeah, oh my god,
beautiful, honestly. Yeah, it is such an addictive game to play. Like, it's every time you beat a chapter and it came up with like 30 new tasks on the world map. I was like, hell yes, this is what I want. I want to just keep getting more and more tasks. To the point that once I 100%ed it, I was desperate for them to just add new content. And like, I'm still waiting. Like, if they want to just put something in there for me, I'd be so grateful.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. I mean, they usually do some DLC, but we're almost a year out. Maybe they do like a little anniversary thing.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah,
just anything. I'll take anything.
Mm-hmm. Next was Kirby Air Riders. This was
Let's go.
Sakurai. I still want to play this game. I waited a bit because there was just a lot of stuff coming out. Seems like everyone who played it really digged it, though. Happy that Sakurai got to make this.
Yeah, I disagree.
Yeah. Okay,
oh, damn. Wow.
They should have stuck his ass on Smash.
Hey, just know this is the guy defending Welcome Tour. If you guys want to find out which side you want to take.
All right.
Jet, what were you saying?
Yeah, no, I enjoyed this game. I thought it was pretty fun. It was a very simple game of just you play as some Kirby characters, you're racing, and you can tell that Sakurai reused a lot of assets from the Smash games in here, like with the menus and like some of like I guess the like the stickers or whatever, like or even some of the music. But yeah, it's challenges that too, and they have like basically the classic mode which I played through. Yeah, it's it's a fun, simple game, and definitely one worth like I also played online with some friends as well, so it has good multiplayer.
It is always surprising this is like a year 1 Switch 2 game. I feel like this is something you could have done like year 3, but everyone I've heard talk about it is like, yeah, this game's awesome. So I do want to get to it eventually. And chat suck, right? We'll see what he was working on next. Next up, Bench, this was you and me. Metroid Prime 4 Beyond.
I look back at my like game of the year list last year, and I think I rated this like an 8. I gave it like 4 stars on.
You gave it an 8?
Listen, I don't know what I was smoking because that just ended.
You were on that Switch 2 copium.
Like that ending was so bad.
If you guys want to know one of the worst video game endings of all time, Metroid Prime 4, that might actually be top 5.
It's like, I think it's not like the gameplay and levels outside of like the desert are okay. They're good.
Yeah.
I'd say they're good.
Yeah, sure.
But the weird narrative it tries to tell, the desert just doesn't work. It feels like kind of smashed together. It's just such a weird game, and then it ends, and you think it's like, oh, it ends because it's a game. No, it just ends.
It literally just stops.
Like so you're bad. The portal closes, and you're like, okay, second phase of the final fight. I'm gonna go back, save my friends. Credits, and I'm like, okay, obviously, because I know I didn't collect that much stuff, and I'm like, okay, obviously, maybe you have to go do some side.
Yeah, I really thought it'd be
a true ending. Just to try and go get a true ending. So I look up like, hey, what's the true ending in Metroid Prime 4? And it's just not.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing.
I'm a huge Metroid Prime fan. Like, love that trilogy to death. I finally got around to it like later in that month, and it's just, this is the most like obviously this game was in development hell game I've ever played, where it feels so jumbled together and we're just stitching things, hoping for the best. I do think the level design is pretty good in certain areas. I think there are aspects of this game that are fun. But when I'm at the end of the game and you just have me driving around this empty, bland-ass desert, collecting emeralds for like 30, 40 minutes, I have to think for a second. I'm like, was this a good idea? Probably not. And it seems like the game isn't even selling well either. So it's like, okay, so all that development time for nothing, it feels like, because it wasn't a critical success. It wasn't a financial success. And now I'm just kind of worried. Is like, I hope Retro is able to push back from this. I'll say this. I don't want another Metroid Prime for a while. I hope they do something else, like maybe a 2D Donkey Kong game again. But like, I'm just really disappointed that one of the first games that was announced for the Switch 1 finally comes out and it's kind of ass. I come out of it like a 5 out of 10, if even.
I'd give it a 6, but it's just
at some points a 6. It has good moments. It's just, God, dude, what a disappointment. Animal Crossing got its Switch 2 edition. I don't think any of us played it, but it was cool to. It is weird because I'm like, I feel like the next Animal Crossing should be close. So weird that you're doing a Switch 2 edition.
The thing with like Animal Crossing is I got into it for a bit, but then like my island was just lost at a certain point. It's like, I don't want to play it again. I just need the new one.
And then Venture Game of the Year, Mario Tennis Fever. That you were trying to gaslight me. It's like, oh, you got your Mario right here.
I mean, it is. Did you get the promised Mario game for the year?
They forgot about him.
They didn't. Baby Mario is a big deal this year. But no, this game was uninspired, bad, just bleh.
It just really shouldn't be that hard to make a Mario sports game. I think about it a lot, and it's like Camelot has fucked up like 4 times now, and I'm like, it's not hard. I don't know what's going on anymore.
What? It's easy. Mario Baseball, the Wii one,
we gotta get
Nintendo sports game.
Yo, you're actually spinning. Where is that baseball game? Because it feels like it's like, why haven't we done baseball yet?
You know what it exists.
You know what it is, Bench? We can blame Jack. It's because baseball's not a thing in Europe, and they want to make like worldwide sports. So fuck you, Jack.
They have to appeal to me specifically. Yeah.
The thing is, like,
baseball enjoyer.
The Mario baseball game, Super Sluggers on Wii, is the best Nintendo sports game that they've put out, in my opinion. Obviously some of it's nostalgia, but the roster that they had on that game, the campaign they had on that game was fantastic.
In that game?
Everyone's in that game. You think of someone, they're in it.
Smash
Truly,
Brothers,
like everyone
Smash
to that point, every Mario character, so many different like Kongs. It's just you just gotta bring it back. Even just port it.
Moving on, we had the Xenoblade Chronicles X Definitive Edition, Nintendo Switch 2 Edition. Love that franchise. I heard this was actually a pretty weak version. It messed up on a lot. I don't know though, so I'm not even gonna try to LARP. Then we had Pokemon Pokopia Bench. This is a big one for us.
Yes.
You played this
Let's
at
go.
launch. And Jet, I think you
mean-
also played it. This game's awesome.
Yeah,
It just kind of came out of like nowhere. I think we all expected a decent game, but no, it's one of the best Pokemon games. It's so inspired and just fun. And I kind of kick myself because I kind of set the game down, and obviously there's so much more to do there. It's just like I want to be that kind of creative guy. Just sometimes I'm just not. So I hope to revisit it with the DLC, which looks great because it's just endless content in this game. It's so fun and charming.
But that's the thing, Bench. I think you and me are the same. Where it's just like we're not like the type to create these large like shopping malls that I saw on Reddit. But the game is still there for us because one thing I really love is that it's like you're not necessarily building these towns. You're rebuilding them. So you're like reinserting like all the roads and making them look nice again. And I think that's just a more strong gameplay loop than I think if I had to start from scratch, then I would just fall off immediately because I don't like these type of games necessarily. But I think what they have here was a game with a lot of goals, a lot of things to pay attention to. You're always like on the hunt for something else. It's by far one of the best Switch 2 games. And I was shocked by that because I think we were all kind of making fun of it when it was first revealed.
Yeah, and really quick because I've gone to this game like pretty recently actually, and because as you guys know about me, my life is like pretty busy, and like this is a very like quick 1 or 2 hour game just to hop in and out of like compared to other games that are like story commitments where like, oh shit, if I don't play this for a while and I forgot everything happening, versus here, no, this is just my island, things are going chill, I don't need to be at a fast pace, which is what I love.
We had the Mario Wonder Switch 2 edition plus some beat up in Bell Park. I heard this was actually really good. I want to get around to it because I heard the single player stuff was actually great, but not much to add there. And then we had Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Jack, I know you, Jack and Jad, both of you expressed interest in this one. What's your feelings?
So I played about I think 5 hours of it, and so it's like it's definitely one of those games where it's basically like The Sims but with knees, right? Like you have your own town, and then there's these like kind of random scenarios that happen between like characters. Like I made some of my friends on my island, but I also made some like other characters. Like I made a SpongeBob me, and like also a Squidward me, and honestly, it's like the game's just like it's just fun brain rot. But I feel like after the 5 hours I played, I got a little bit bored. So I'm like, I had my fixation. That's all I needed.
Yeah, I heard that was a big thing where it was just like you eventually figure out everything you really wanted out of the game. Like it kind of did everything, or you've seen everything the game has to show you. Which, I think it just depends on like how entertained you are by like seeing LeBron James having a baby with Kevin Hart, shit like that.
Yeah,
I appreciate the weirdness of it, but I'm just like I don't really see anything for me personally. Jack, were you interested in this one?
Interested, yes. I still haven't picked it up though.
Gotcha. And then finally, Yoshi and the Mysterious Book. I actually think this game looks pretty cute, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet, and I don't think any of us have touched it yet. So I heard it was pretty good. But yeah, outside of that, I mean, that's about it for the current lineup of the Switch 2. Tough. I don't think it's a bad first year. I do think it's kind of a mid first year. I think there's some good stuff there. Bonanza, Pokopia, really strong games, but I feel like what this system is missing is like the true like I'm gonna run out and buy a Switch 2 for this game. And like as much as I love Bonanza, that's probably the one I would recommend as a system buy. Like I recommend that as if you're buying a Switch 2, buy this game. I don't recommend that as drop everything, buy the Switch 2 for this game. And I don't know if we're gonna get to that until maybe Ocarina of Time remake or whatever the next 3D Mario is. But right now, it's like I just look at this lineup. I'm like, yeah, it's not bad. It's just not amazing. I'm not excited by it. I want to be excited by it.
And the thing is, I'm sorry. The thing I was just gonna say is like the Switch one set the bar really high when we got like one of the greatest Zelda games and the greatest Mario game in the same year. And
yeah, that's just a hard bar.
Yeah, that's the thing. Is I hope we get that again or like something similar to that, But I just don't think 2025 or 2026 can really get to that level.
I think Zelda not to that level, but I think Zelda's gonna sell a lot of consoles. I know Jack doesn't agree, but I think a new Zelda game for a lot of people, and the people that revisit might not even like have a Switch 2. I think it's gonna be pretty big.
Yeah, I mean that would probably be something we get over in the future, but like I guess just right now, I think the first year, I'm almost like, hey, you want to know why I recommend to buy Switch 2? It's what you said earlier, Jack. Buy it before the price increase, because it's like you'll probably get those really, really awesome video games, but it's just not right now. I think outside of Bonanza, I do highly recommend Bonanza and Pokopia by far are the two games that are running away with the console right now.
Yeah, and then they're balanced by the Dragon Drives and the Metroid Prime 4s and the Mario. It's just like, it's so weird that like we have so many like 6s in the first year of the console.
Yeah.
And I can't remember who it was who said it. It might have been Chris String on the Game Business or BGC. I cannot remember, but someone said that this is basically like year 8 of the Nintendo Switch rather than year 1 of the Switch 2.
100%.
It just feels like it is just a continuation rather than the next generation, and it's in that regard it's disappointing.
I always make the joke, Jack, that I feel like they forgot they launched a new console. I really do. I really think it's just like, oh shit, yeah, we did make a Switch 2. We need people to buy that. We were just making games for fun. Which, like, you kind of appreciate that sense of, like, non-urgency, but it's also like, come on, guys, you got to get people on this thing.
And, like, I like that they are making new games in franchises that haven't had a lot of love. Like, I am 100% all for that. I love that. However, the games need to be good. And a lot of them have just been good or fine or not very good at all. Like, for me, I don't know if I'd call any of these games on this list a 10, other than the remasters.
Oh, I'd call Donkey Kong a 10.
I wouldn't call Donkey Kong a 10. It's good, but it's I don't like even Hyrule Warriors. Like as much as I love that, I wouldn't call that a 10. Like
that's the thing, Jack. I'm with you there. Where it's just like we're missing like this is the must-play exclusive, the same way Breath of the Wild, Super Mario Odyssey were, where it's like, I'm buying a system just for that.
And based on what we have, like I know we're about to get into like upcoming lineup, but like in my opinion, I think year 2 is also not going to have another 10. So we're going to be waiting until like maybe holiday next year for us to get.
The rumor, my man Nate, Super Mario 3D Mario is early next year.
I know, Jack. I know you're not going to be the Ocarina of Time fan. That game's going to be getting so many 10s.
Look, but that's a remake. I'm talking like brand new, fresh experiences.
I understand that, but it's going to be likely a reimagining, and it's going to get 10s. That's a system seller. I understand your bias towards Ocarina of Time and remakes, but I think to say that, that's not going to sell systems, and it's not going to be a 10, and it's not going to be the best game on the system, and new for a ton of people, I disagree with that.
I'll give Jack this. I don't know if we've gotten any evidence of all that still. Like, I just think we need to see more of it to really even be for sure. I do think it will be highly rated because it's Ocarina of Time. It's built off the bones of like the best game ever made.
Oh yeah, it's gonna get. I thought Ben, you made an excellent point recently. It was just like anything with the Zelda logo. Yeah, that's in the 9s. That's
without question.
Yeah,
I think it'll probably be rated. I think it'll probably be rated similar to the 3DS port of it.
Yeah, probably like 90.
Because that was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was 94 Metacritic. It'll probably be around there. I don't see it. I don't see it topping the original.
Oh god.
Hey, you know what? No. I mean, listen. Here's the thing. Who cares about Ocarina of Time remake with 3D Mario's next year? That's all I'm saying. All right. If I get that, then I turn into a benchmark.
They've got big ape shoes to fill.
No, they
The
don't.
Donkey Kong shoes.
No, they don't. I love
Big
Bonanza.
Odyssey shoes to fill.
Don't make me hate Bonanza Bench. Well, he's like trying his hardest to make me not like that game. I love that game. I think that game's phenomenal. It's just I miss the Italian. They forgot about him, Jack. It's clear.
They forgot about him. But yeah,
Um,
the Switch 1, Switch 2, sorry, like first year, it's just been good. I think it had a decent enough launch lineup for a console these days, where it's just like, yeah, it's got a good backwards compatibility, it's got some remasters, and
it's a better launch than
after
the Series X.
anything's a
Which
better
is-
launch than the Series X.
Yeah, really.
I will say this: if you're somebody that never picked up the Switch, and the Switch 2 is the Switch 2 is insane. But like, if you had the Switch the
great.
whole way through, kind of like,
Yeah, that's the thing. So I want to get into that honestly with the back compat handheld boost, dude. If you've never owned a Switch before and you buy a Switch 2, oh my god, you're
Yeah.
looking at one of the greatest game libraries of all time. Like
Literally.
you have more than enough stuff to play at that point. At that point, I'm like, I don't want to hear you complain. You get to play Mario Odyssey for the first time, Breath of the Wild, in like 4K 60 or 1440 60. Like, yeah, man, you're good there. And I think back compat has been pretty good. I will say, I wish it was a little bit faster, especially with certain games. Like I'm still waiting for my Astral Chain to be at 60 FPS.
Where's Pikmin 4?
That's more of a Switch 2 edition thing. But yeah, I do agree. It's like weird that Pikmin 4 still. We got 3 Xenoblade games announced for Switch 2 editions, but not Pikmin 4 yet, which
And
is very
you know the
strange.
problem there? Like, I was going
What's
to
up?
bring this up when we talked about the Xenoblade editions in the Direct. Why are they all like iffy? Like, apparently the one definitive edition is better than X was, but they're still relatively unpolished for what you'd expect. And
Oh,
it's
really?
like,
Does that have problems?
it still has some upscaling problems. It's not as bad as X because X is like fully open world, I think.
yeah, X had
So
a lot of pop-ins, and it was
Yeah.
I was seeing clips of it online about the X Switch 2 port.
And like, apparently it's the same with 1. It's just not as bad, but it's still
Mm.
there. And it's just like,
Maybe
don't know.
Xenoblade
bit-
fans are never happy. You know, maybe that's it, Jack. We just don't know.
Wait, who left?
Chat did not like that. I'm sorry, chat.
Chat's mad. He's
That-
just like
that took that personal.
I
Oh, he's
think he
back.
just had it. Okay, he's back. He's back. But no, I mean, that's the thing, though. I think I'm with you, Jack. Like, it feels like it should be more consistent, especially with that franchise. With like, if you're gonna announce them now, like, they should be handled well.
Exactly. And when you're paying for them, because they, God forbid, they give us free upgrades for those games.
Yeah, it seems like they're adding to them though. As Dark.
Yeah,
mentioned
the
earlier.
Xenoblade, all of the Xenoblade Switch 2 editions, there you go, all have new editions.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just weird that they can't get them perfect. And like, you'd think this would be like a perfect chance for Monolith Soft to like practice with the Switch 2 to make sure Genesis runs well. And instead,
The thing is that I'm pretty sure Monolith Soft, because Monolith Soft is in a really unique position because they are like premier support studio for Nintendo, and I'm pretty sure that whatever the new Zelda title is, like the next 3D open, I'm pretty sure Monolith Soft is the one handling that. So I'm sure that they're having more than enough testing.
which just makes it even weirder. Like, why are these not great? I don't know.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? The ones we care about, Jack, are completely fine though. Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom run great, so good for us, eh?
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I definitely agree with you. Where it's like these Switch 2 editions and versions should be better. One thing though, a lot of them got patches. Mario Odyssey runs immaculately, and another game, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, runs consistently. Still looks butt ugly, but it runs more consistently. So hey, you know what? That's something.
We never thought we'd see the day.
Yeah, really. So I hope they continue with the Switch 2 patches and additions because I do think it's a good subsidy for certain months where it's like, hey, we don't have like a new game for this month. Here's like a big patch. Here's a good thing to be excited about. Another thing I actually wanted to bring up also, I forgot to put it on the list, is NSO support. So Jack, they added GameCube this year. Along with they added something else. Virtual Boy.
Oh, yeah.
I think Virtual Boy is kind of a miss. I don't know why you prioritize Virtual Boy before like a lot of other things, but GameCube is really exciting, and I do think there's been a decent cadence, but it feels like there's so much of the GameCube library they still haven't touched, and there's still a lot of months that feel like filler, where it's like, you're adding like random like Koei Tecmo games onto the service before, or like some Virtual Boy games instead of like Pokemon Coliseum.
I mean, you say decent cadence. I think it's been 3 months since the last GameCube game. And like,
I meant in NSO in general, but like.
oh right, okay. I was gonna say
Because
because like
last month we got
fans are starving
last
right
month,
now.
or this month's was Donkey Kong 64, which was a big one. But yeah, GameCube. I don't know why they're. I guess their viewpoint is like, oh, these are bigger games, so like you gotta wait a bit longer. But also, it's like, guys, they're GameCube games. Like,
Also,
what are we
like-
doing? Like, why are we like drip feeding GameCube games?
NSO continues to be weird about the emulation as well because it's like all the Nintendo 64 games still were like a lot of them launch weird, and then the GameCube
Mhm.
games they're better, which is funny that they're better than the Nintendo 64. I know it's weird, but
Yeah.
but they're still like not perfect. Like Wind Waker had a few minor issues, but I don't know, especially for expansion pass. Virtual Boy, I still think is just too funny to be like mad at. I'm annoyed that I had to spend so much money to not own any of the games, but the fact that they did it, I still respect so much. And like they did a
I'm-
massive drop recently. I think they dropped like four games, was it? Maybe more.
Yeah.
It
That's
was, like-
massive, apparently. But yeah,
Nope.
no, it's.
Yep.
I guess
So-
I'm more so annoyed about Virtual Boy. It's like I can't play them without the accessory. It's like, why?
Oh, I agree. And like I said, like I just wish I could just buy them and buy
Uh-huh.
like a controller for them because I want to play them with the Virtual Boy
Yeah,
controller.
that's weird. That's
But-
weird.
Yeah, it's NSO's been weird for a while. And this
It
last
just feels
year,
like we need more consistency there. Like, why are there months where we're adding like NES and Game Boy games still, and no N64 or GameCube? When it feels like both those libraries are still missing stuff.
Yep, I stand by that Nintendo Music is still a much better value for money than Nintendo Switch Online, and it always will be.
I mean, I disagree, but I respect it.
It gets more
I
regular
respect-
updates.
Hey, NSO is how I play Ocarina of Time. But I'll be able to play it again this year. Last thing I want to bring up, Nintendo Directs right now. We've had 5 game-specific Directs, and I appreciate you putting this all down, Jack. 2 partner showcases, 2 indie worlds, 2 Mario Galaxy movie Directs, 2 Pokemon Presents, and 2 general Directs in the span of a year. And the main thing to note is they skipped their June Direct, which was kinda understandable in my opinion, because it's like, okay, you just launched the system, you had your big Switch 2 Direct in April, later than usual, fine, all right. They go to September, they get their Direct there, and then they skip the February Direct. And right now, Jack, I'm like confused, like, why did you skip the February Direct? Like, I feel like you
Yeah.
could have had stuff to put there.
Like they could have dated Yoshi, they could have I think that Tomodachi Life got dated
Reveal
in a
Star Fox.
yeah,
Yep.
reveal.
Didn't
There
didn't
was
Star Fox
so
get
much.
revealed off of a tweet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was
They said in
10
in
minutes
1
before.
week. Yeah. Oh, what? Yeah, 10 minutes or something.
Yeah, it was like
It
10
was-
minutes, and they were like, here's Star Fox. Like, what?
And like they have been doing. I don't know if they have always done this many game specific directs, but it's definitely felt like they've done a lot this year. But and like we have more to come. Like we have the Splatoon one coming. No doubt Fire Emblem will get one. So it does feel like all of the games are pretty much getting them at the moment, which is cool. But yeah, general directs, it's kind of been disappointing, especially for the first year of a console.
100%. It just feels like these general directs are not what they need to be, because I want them to inspire confidence. I want them to be like, wow, this system's like really exciting, like I'm ready for like whatever comes next. And it more so feels like it's like, okay, we're just serving our like hardcore of hardcore base right now with like a lot of the announcements. It's like, yeah, I think you still need to get people in. Like, especially with the new console out, instead of just being like, yeah, we're still making games. Like, okay, cool. I wasn't doubting that part specifically, but sure, appreciate it, guys.
Yeah, it just
Um,
like you say, it doesn't inspire much. Bought it, and we're kind of like we've just been talking about the first year of games and the upcoming lineup, and there just isn't much. And when you don't have many announcements in between, it's like, yeah, just disappointing.
mhm. From there, I mean, we already talked about the directs, the game specific stuff. I guess we can give our ratings. I just want like a simple like 1 to 10 rating for the Switch 2 at this moment, with everything talked about, the games, the hardware, all that. What would you guys rate the system?
I'll go first. I'd say like as a whole, the system and what I've been playing, because I'm also someone that's like kind of going back to like or trying to go back to some third party games that I just didn't get around to getting, and I'm like, okay, yeah, the Switch, like Switch back compatible games or like games that are ported to Switch 2 are a great opportunity for me. And like just also counting like yeah, the hardware is great, the yeah, like it's pretty powerful, and the games like in the first year not the best, but I'm still getting like pretty good enjoyment for what it's
Yeah.
worth. So I'd say around 8.5 to 9.
Oh wow, pretty high.
Yeah.
Bench, how about you?
I really enjoyed Switch Year One. So I mean, like Bonanza was kind of just a highlight. And Pokemon ZA and uh, Pokopia kind of were big surprise. Like I expected to like ZA, but Pokopia was a big surprise for me. So I'm happy so far. Obviously, like I wish we would have seen more Zelda, and I would have been a little more optimistic about the rest of the future. But it's still exciting. I mean, I trust Nintendo with everything. So
Yo, would you rate it?
8.5.
Jack, we're gonna be the negative Nancy's here.
Yeah.
I think this console is great. Like, I as a console, it's amazing. Actually, I would straight up say that it's just what we said for years. We just want an upgraded Switch One, and we got an upgraded Switch One. I just feel that a lot of Nintendo's decision making, reveal strategies, and like game releases, they are acting in such a weirder than usual cadence that doesn't inspire me with a lot of confidence because this is so new to them. And I just don't feel nearly as excited about this system as I did with the Switch One at launch. And a lot of people like to put out the like, oh, you just play Mario games. It's like, nah, man, I play way more Nintendo franchises than you. All right, I ain't catch you playing Punch Out. That's all I'll say. But in general, I just look at the system and I'm like, yeah, this is a great device, but like I'm not going up to people as like you should buy a Switch 2. I'm just like, hey man, eventually you'll get something really exciting. And like I do want to get like a quick glimpse into the future and like our hopes for it. But like right now, I think I would rate this thing like a 7. And even then, I mean like that a lot of that is just the hardware and the quality and really putting it up there because like the game lineup, I think it's like a 5 out of 10 game lineup. And like, yeah, again, Bonanza, phenomenal. I really, really like that game a lot. I don't want to come out of the year where I'm like, yeah, this game is good. I want to be like, dude, there's this game and then this game and this one's awesome. It's just not enough for me to be like wanting you to run out and buy the system right now outside of like avoiding the price increase.
Yeah, I'm probably straight down the middle. Like hardware, great. Pricing, abysmal, and games somewhere in the middle. So like I guess 3 out of 5 is probably where I land. If they don't give me a general direct in September, it's going down to a 2.
Yeah,
Like,
really. If they skip that,
honestly,
oh man.
like,
I mean, you
I
have
don't
to
want
imagine
a
we
Zelda
get a
direct.
September one.
I don't want a mini. I don't want a partner direct. I want a general direct in September.
September is the only time they've never missed. Like they've never skipped a September direct. So I think we'll at least get a September general direct.
We better. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna
I'm
sell
with
my
you, man.
to Dark.
We gotta sell them. Let's talk real quick about like the upcoming lineup. I don't want to like go over each game individually, but just like right now, what's the game you guys are most looking forward to, both announced and unannounced?
We included Fitness Boxing 3, your personal training Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
Right there with you. You stole my answer.
Let's go.
There we go then.
Zelda.
Yeah. I'm really excited.
Followed by Zelda, followed by Xenoblade, probably.
Okay. Jack, you have anything other than Fitness Boxing?
I mean, nothing really compares, so I guess second would be Nintendo Switch Sports Resort, which looks amazing, and like everyone is just being too mean to that because they can't understand the glory of thumb wrestling.
They don't get the thumb wrestling, man. I don't get it.
They don't get it. I think it looks amazing.
I think it looks great too.
Honestly, I look at this lineup, I'm like, there is a lot here that I'm excited about. Like, I'm excited for Ocarina of Time. I'm excited for Pokemon. That's probably next like late year though. I'm excited for Fire Emblem. I'm excited for Dust Bloods, which isn't listed here. I wasn't sure. Fucking wait! I can't fucking wait for Star Fox. Like I want Star Fox right now. Yeah, man. It's just like there's a lot for me to be excited about. And again, man, I want to believe in Nate. I do think 3D Mario is early next year. So if I get that, like I feel like by this time next year, I'm gonna have a different tone. Like, no, guys, it's got a lot of great games if like 3D Mario is there. But I don't know. I'm just waiting for like that next big like you got to buy the system for this game, and I feel like when we get that, I'm gonna change my tune completely. Jack, how about you?
Oh yeah. So for me, I'd say because I have to think about this one. Like I think I'd say right now, just with what's actually coming, it would be definitely what's it called, like definitely Rhythm Heaven. Of course, I've been waiting a while for the next entry,
Yeah,
so I'm very hyped. Yeah, yeah, it looks amazing, and yeah, and I'm also hyped to play Star Fox, like I mentioned earlier. But yeah, aside from those two, and probably I'll pick up like Switch Sports Resort at some point. Yeah, there isn't anything like announced that I'm like properly hyped for later in the year. Like at least not on Switch. Like just definitely other games and other platforms that I'm gonna be playing.
Bro's done with gaming. Damn, he's already
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
All right. Well, boys, I think that's it for Nintendo. Here's the thing. We've been here for a while already. So let's talk about Xbox real quick. Same with Ubisoft. I don't want to talk too long about these. I feel like we just are uninformed. We all hate Xbox except Dark. Dark, I need you off the bench. Get up. Get up, buddy.
Hey,
Justify these decisions. Come on, Doc.
I just want to
I'll
say,
anyway.
wait, before we move on real quick, I just want to say that, like, so I can get my last piece as like the broke man's, like, the
Oh
poor
yeah, yeah.
people's,
Sorry, I
the
meant
poor
to actually go
people's
back
pers-
to you. That's on me.
the
My
poor
bad.
people's perspective. I
meant to
want
go
to say,
back to
like, if you've never owned the Switch 1, the Switch 2 is like a 9. It's like a 9 pushing a 10.
you. Yeah,
But that's what I would.
no
But if you
shit.
have a Switch 1 for
That's
me,
the Switch
like,
one.
yeah, but like if you don't have the money to spend, and you like judging your choices on what to get, there's not much at the moment. I feel like, and I feel like a lot of people share that mentality as well.
Yeah, I think by this time next year, hopefully, there's like
I will
there's
say,
enough to look forward to and enough like in the back catalog.
if
to be like,
if the next 3D Mario is next year, which I do feel like
it's
does
probably-
make sense, and if it is as big as Odyssey was, I feel like that's gonna help a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I think the tune is going to completely change when Ocarina of Time remake and Mario, like the next Mario game comes out. Like that will be enough for a lot of people. I mean, here's the thing. I'll say this: I've seen a lot of like YouTube channels I follow, and like people that are like, they're so anti like Nintendo Switch 2. Oh, Nintendo Switch 2 wasted money. Oh, but and then the moment Ocarina of Time remake was revealed, they're like, I'm gonna buy a Switch 2. Like that says a lot, man. Where it's just the strength of certain IP, especially.
Yeah,
Aren't Xenoblade. I'm sorry, I had to get one more shot.
it's okay. It's okay. The next time
No,
the next week comes around, I'll get my licks back. Don't worry.
I'll fully admit something, Dark. I do think actually, I was kind of fucking with Bench. I just wanted to fuck with him. I actually think that new Xenoblade has a really cool art style. Or I'm
Wait.
into the vibes of it. It looks way more fantasy. Which is
Something-
more my speed.
I didn't really get into it because I didn't want to have the whole podcast be Xenoblade. But something that they were saying is that this is meant for like, this is brand new starting point. Anyone can jump in.
Wait, it's a prequel.
No, it's like its own thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So
So
there you go. Shout out to Xenoblade fans. You guys are not fed well enough, apparently. Let's talk about Xbox. We got this article from Jason Schreier over at Bloomberg. Xbox plans significant layoffs as new CEO plans overhaul. Microsoft Corp's Xbox division is planning major job cuts next month as new chief executive officer Asha Sharma overhauls the video game unit to stem declining revenue. The layoffs, the exact sale of which is not yet clear, are expected shortly after the close of Microsoft fiscal year on June 30th, according to people familiar with the company's strategy who asked not to be identified because they're not authorized to speak to the press. Xbox is also planning to significantly slash budgets for marketing and some other areas of business, the people said. A spokesperson for Xbox declined to comment. So yeah, this is a big thing, apparently. Oh, and also I want to bring up this thing from Mark64, who brought this from The Verge. The Verge on Xbox layoffs, quote, sources suggest the cuts could even include a studio closure or changes to the Xbox studio lineup. This is, sadly, I hate to say this is not unexpected. They always have layoffs around June 30th, like the end of June. So I'm sadly just not shocked by this.
I mean,
The question is what these layoffs are going to entail.
you say unexpected, which I'd agree with, because I think there's margins that need to be met that some people don't believe need to be met. But I think specifically the way they've been changing their kind of brand identity has been very, I think, I'd describe it as malicious. I think, and not to say like other companies kind of don't try and have an identity, but I think the way they've been getting out there doing interviews the parties they hosted just last weekend, trying to likely gain favor and get in front of something like this, I think has been just malicious. Is like kind of the word that comes to mind, just by the fact that obviously they know that this was coming and they kind of tried to get people to believe that it wasn't. And the fact like the first 100 days have been so successful, we piled up so many wins when none of that even mattered. The fact that like yeah, they have to meet these margins, which they've kind of said, oh, we're kind of not in the same like ballpark as what was expected before, which obviously is kind of not true. So I think obviously I'm gonna garner a lot of hate from certain people because I'm not. I think a lot of what Xbox does is kind of questionable with exclusives and the fact that they're not trying to make money, but they need to make money, but they're also like, oh, we're not going to sell 2 million more copies of Gears when that has like a $400 million budget, when they only have 30 million consoles. I think obviously we're not going to spend too much time on this, and I know I'll get some hate for saying this, but I think there's a lot of questionable decisions that they're trying to pivot to that I don't think in 2 years are going to work out well. But I'd love to be proven wrong if in 2 years Xbox is a stable business. But obviously right now it's very much up in the air, which was not up in the air to certain groups of people like a week ago.
Just say Bop.
I mean, I'm not even saying specifically Bop. Obviously, you have the Xbox influencers that are pumping.
Bop's not as bad as those.
Obviously, me and Bop get into our disagreements, but there's the people like Jez and there's a lot of Paris. Like I like Paris. It's like his things on games. I mean, the past 100 days pumping positivity, and they were honestly like I think Jez says some stuff, but like Paris and Gamertag, they were pretty quiet. They just retweeted her statement and like didn't like obviously like they got the interview with her and like you can only say so much, but they're like reporters. I think they need to criticize because this is a bad decision. Just how they do that with other like I think there's just questionable decisions all around and kind of seeing how they kind of gained favor last week. It's malicious is the only word that comes to mind.
Yeah, malicious is aggressive. I always think I'm an Xbox hater, and then I talk to Jack and Bench, and it's like, oh, there's
malicious.
There's levels to this Xbox hatred. Like you two are like King Von when it comes to Xbox. But Dark, what do you think about all this?
I wouldn't say malicious, because malicious seems like they intended for this to happen. They're like, yeah, we're gonna cut off so many people. No, I think a lot of this, and I don't feel like it's done yet. I feel like there'd probably be more, but I feel like a lot of this is just coming from they're changing. Because the way that this whole thing works is that a lot of this is long term, but they keep changing. So what ends up happening is they start having these fucking issues pop up, and then they have to pick something and then just stick to it. If not, you gotta keep having these crazy ass like layoffs and shit happen. But I feel like that's really what's just happening here. I wouldn't say malicious, because malicious implies that they intended for this to happen, that they wanted these people to get fat. I don't think anyone's.
I know
that's. I don't think anyone's a fat mindset.
Listen, I don't think at the bottom of Asha and Matt's heart that they're happy with people getting jobs, because I don't think they're bad people.
I think Matt might.
Matt is a questionable person.
Matt's a little bit of a question,
but I think what I mean by malicious is the way they were presenting themselves as the saviors in the brand, to kind of let people buy into the fact that everything is saved when it's very much not, was indeed malicious. They had a plan, a kind of PR plan that worked, credit to them, on a lot of people. But obviously, I think that was done with intent to deceive and gain favor, which I think definition is malicious.
Here's the thing I'll say. I think the whole console exclusivity plan being so like last minute, and like I know what the fuck his name is, Aaron Greenberg. He's like, oh, it wasn't last minute. It was last month. It's like that's last minute.
But also, like, by definition, then let's not lie.
I wouldn't be surprised. It's one of those things, man. I'm just like, I feel like they're kind of flying by the seat of their pants. Personally, I think the fact that Gears literally has a PS5 version ready to go is pretty crazy. I'm of the mind, after having a week to sit on it, I don't get what they're going with the exclusivity plan. I just don't think it's a good idea, because I think we're in the middle of the generation. You're not going to sell more Xboxes. Yeah, no, that's true. It's like
we're at the end.
We're not going to sell more Xboxes because of one or two games. I feel like you just need. I don't think it's going to help them much, but hey, man, I don't care. If I'm being completely honest, I just don't really care what they do anymore. It's just it feels like all we talk about is Xbox changing their business decisions. It's like, they're probably just going to change their minds like
Hey.
next week.
They keep
That's
us in business.
I feel like that's really what the core issue. I feel like you just have to, whatever it is, just decide something and then just stick to it. And yet, more shit's probably gonna happen. Like I fully think more shit's gonna happen, like more layoffs and shit. But I feel like after you stick to something for a bit, it's gonna level out. Whatever the fuck they decide on.
Jack, what studio is Xbox going to close?
I hate speculating on people's jobs.
Yeah, no, it's like my least favorite thing, but I do have to.
Halo
It is
Studios.
important.
Look,
This is
there's-
like my
there's
least favorite
plenty-
thing to speculate on.
There's plenty of studios who've just released games who probably don't have another one greenlit yet. Compulsion to name one. There's also teams like Turn 10 who have been completely gutted and can no longer basically release games, so they're just on support. They could go. There's all the publishing arms. There's plenty of them for 3 different publishers. They could go. I don't know who's going to get closed. I'd like nobody to get closed, but I don't
Someone's
know.
gonna get
I genuinely
closed.
don't know.
Yeah, my mindset is either Compulsion, Double Fine, or as you said, Turn 10. I think it's one of those 3, which sucks, man. I want all 3 of them to stay around, but I just think it's most likely. I think South of Midnight underperformed. Psychonauts, or not
Keeper and
Psychonauts. What was the
Kiln.
Keeper and Kiln? I think both of those underperformed, and I think
Did
Turn
they
10.
even
I mean,
perform?
clearly. Oh yeah, hey, man, we're talking about a 194 peak player count. Bench, by the way,
Okay.
Bench gets a fucking Final Fantasy VII Remake Part 3, and he's like, "Oh man, I want people to get fired now." Let's go.
When did I say that?
You were
Best-
implying it. I'm kidding.
case scenario,
Malicious.
like-
Malicious.
Compulsion and.
I mean,
and
I want
Fine-
listen. True, I want Matt Booty to get fired. Sue me.
Hey, we agree. We agree.
Okay, on that I agree, but everything else, bro.
Jack, what were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like, best case scenario, obviously we get some spin-offs here, like Double Fine, Compulsion. The industry's crap right now, but at least they've been independent before, but they can again. Both of them are award-winning studios. Like, South of Midnight won awards for Xbox, even if Xbox clearly didn't care about it.
Yeah, really.
Maybe they could spin off. 1010 I'd be more worried about because they've literally only ever been a subsidiary of Microsoft. But be great if they could spin off. I don't know. Hopefully the staff can find jobs elsewhere. I don't know.
It's tough. man.
I'm genuinely tired of every studio being closed by all the companies right now. Like, we've already had Bluepoint this year, which seemed impossible.
Still
Was
insane.
that
And
this
now we're-
year?
That was this year.
It feels
That was
like ages ago.
that was February. It was like a week after the state of play. I remember.
Wow. That's
I think the problem is
We-
like, obviously now that this is leaked, now that Ash has like been sending her emails around, the studio themselves don't even know what's happening yet. Whichever studio, if there is one, is going to be closed, they probably don't even know yet. And that is awful. Like, they are just going to have to
Mhm.
stress about it for the next year, next month, and then after that's done, they get to stress about it for another year because no doubt in July next year, Xbox will do the same as it's done for the past few years, and
Yep.
shut another one. It's like, it is just rotation. It's
It
like
just has.
it's the
Yeah,
same.
it's never changed.
No leadership change is going to change that. Nothing is going to happen. Xbox is just going to continue being Xbox, and people are going to continue to suffer for it.
Well, that's tough. Let's talk about another very exciting. Oh wait, there's this Shinobi thing I need to talk. We don't need to talk about this. Who cares? Let's move on to Ubisoft.
Oh no!
Jack off the bench again. Let's go. Get up, buddy. Get up. We're talking about Ubisoft is closing multiple studios, resulting in up to 380 job losses. This is Andy Robinson at VGC. Ubisoft Barcelona will be restructured to focus solely on Rainbow Six projects. In addition, Ubisoft has internally announced organizational changes within its global publishing team, which will see role reductions across the company. Winnipeg was founded in 2018 and comprised of 100 employees. It focused on developing technology for Ubisoft's game engines. And then Ubisoft Belgrade, founded in 2016, contributed to games including The Crew 2, Rainbow Six, Riders Republic, and Skull and Bones. The closures and restructurings comes part of Ubisoft's global cost-saving plan, which has so far resulted in the cancellation of at least 6 games, the postponement of 7 others, and multiple studio closures, resulting in hundreds of job losses this year. Jack, Is there an
of a
end to
publisher that
Ubisoft
continues to
struggles?
cut staff and ruin people's lives.
My favorite part about this, this whole situation, well, not my favorite, but like the most fascinating part was this was apparently embargoed.
That is
Like the layoffs.
unbelievable. Yeah, absolutely unbelievable. And you know what? I'm never one for like people breaking embargoes. Like I'm pretty usually
strict
pretty
about it.
fair on that. Like I would rather people stick to their embargoes, especially like in terms of game leaks and everything. In this case, break that fucking embargo. I don't care.
Yep. Yeah.
Like this is wild. Yeah, what the hell? I just
Insane.
Ubisoft, like, look, I considered myself a Ubisoft fan a few years ago. For my sins, they made games that I liked. Now
Mhm.
they are just a stain. Like, honestly, they have so many employees around the world, and they still manage to find still cut so many every year. They're not releasing many games. They're not doing anything. They are just slowly bleeding, and you're basically just watching it. And it's upsetting to watch because it's like not only are people losing their jobs constantly, but it's being dragged out. I think that's what's even like more hard to watch. Like they're slowly closing one studio at a time every few months. Whereas if it was like all at once, maybe it'd be easier to watch.
Yeah.
I don't know, it'd be
Yeah.
awful. And they're just and everything's just in chaos right now. Like they don't have a Far Cry, they don't have a Ghost Recon. Both are apparently in development hell. Like they've
Which is,
cancelled.
dude, that's easy. These games are easy to make. It's the
Like-
same game every time.
Yep, it's a skin, reskins.
Literally, Far Cry has played the exact same since 3. And if anything, they've just ruined it more and more each game.
Yep, 3, 4, and 5, great. 6, okay. After that, I don't know what's.
No, 6 for me, and that's an L. I did not like
Yeah.
the game at all.
7 is going to be generational.
Oh my god, bet you that you want to talk about a LARPer about a franchise. All right, well, but yeah, Jack, I'm just frustrated, man. I am very much a Ubisoft hater. I've been for a while. The best way to look at their struggles, look at the games they have this year, are both remakes. Both remakes of 2013 games specifically, which is just fascinating to me. And like, yeah,
And
they both look great. I will say that, but it's just like, come on, man.
And both kind of pointless remakes. Like, don't get me wrong, they both look good in their own way, but they're kind of pointless. It's like
I mean,
they're just
Rayman Legends art style is still perfect. It's like we're not getting like I'll play the remake obviously, but like,
I'll give them credit for Rayman Legends because they said it's like a reimagining. The levels are not the same. It's like there's new stuff there.
yeah, they're adding a lot more to
So,
that.
so
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Like,
I'll give them
I
that.
never would have played Black if it wasn't for this remake.
Bench.
Oh my god.
no. Let's move on. Let's move on.
Yeah.
The LARPing knows no bounds.
Oh, I was mostly talking about his mispronunciation. Let's not worry about that. Non-Pride Month.
I'll ask Mid to cut that out. Anyways, yeah. So back to Ubisoft. Yeah, I don't know, man. I just don't know if they're gonna dig themselves out of this hole. Hopefully they do.
Yeah, what you can
eventually.
change it. What can they do? Like, it genuinely just feels inevitable that they collapse, and that's really upsetting.
Yeah, 100%. Well, let's get into what we've been playing. We'll go real quick on this because we all got places to be. Actually, I don't have anywhere to be, but hey, we might as well. I finished Procopia. Did I mention that last week? I think I did.
We did talk about it last week.
Yeah, we skipped over it.
I mean, the week before specifically, but I mean, I'll just say last thoughts. Amazing game. I do want to go back and like finish like some of the projects I started, like in terms of like building. I feel like I am annoyed. One thing I really dislike is how certain building materials are like random, where like you have to like hope you get in like a sparkling water spot. That's annoying. Let me like work up to it. Let me find a way to get it like legit instead of just like praying like, oh my god, please give me like the striped road, like stuff like that. So that's really frustrating. But outside of that, I think really, really strong game. Definitely a front runner for one of my favorites this year. And also, I'll just talk real quick about Rebirth. I finally got back to it. Very, very good game. I'm enjoying it a lot. Even though there's certain aspects I really hate. I did the Shinra Mansion with Kate Sith. Oh my god.
Oh.
What the fuck was that, Bench? Bench,
Go.
you can't
Go.
defend that. You can't defend that.
I think you have to understand as someone who enjoys Kate Sith's
Don't
game.
say you have to understand. There's nothing to understand there. It's not even about enjoying Kate Sith's gameplay. It's just like it's not that section is how whatever. Anyway, it's a great game, even despite my issues. I'm really digging it. I'm near the end, I think. So hopefully should be
You
able
have
to
like
finish
20
it up
hours
somewhere.
side content, but you're near the end.
Yeah, that's true. All right. But yeah, we'll see. Hopefully by the end of the week, I finish it up. But yeah, Bench, you want to talk about 007?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Final Fantasy VII, I haven't talked about what I've been playing for a while, but I'll be brief. I replayed Final Fantasy VII Remake, OG, Crisis Core, and watched Advent Children. It's just been a fantastic month of Final Fantasy VII. I'm now on Rebirth replay. This has been the last month for me, so it's been a lot of fun just living in that world with the party of characters and that remake combat now. It's been fantastic. I went back to Monster Hunter Stories 3, a game I set aside due to kind of being disappointed in it, and kind of just circled back after a while and truly fell in love with the game. It's one of my favorite games I've played this year. The combat's great. The story really picked up in the second half to the point where in the finale was fantastic. I'd highly recommend it. I just have never had a game that go from like 7 out of 10 like disappointed, it's still okay, to like 9 out of 10 like I can't stop talking about this game because I enjoyed it so much. It's just headspace thing partially, second half being just that good. I loved this game. And then yeah, 007 First Light, which is I have like 2 missions left, but it is my current game of the year. I think IO nailed this. Everything about this game is just fantastic. It's set piece. I think the combat. I saw some reviews harp on the combat. I think the combat's extremely good. While simple, I think it's like fluidity and the fact that you hit someone, their gun comes up, you grab the gun, you shoot at them. I think just the simpleness is honestly his biggest benefit because you do a ton of cool stuff, but at the same time, it feels satisfying and it's still kind of open with how you do things. The story has been fantastic. It's just been a lot of fun. Like everything about this game is just the recent like story twists. I can't recommend this game enough. And I mean, like it's got some baddies, man.
Oh my god! People are trying to call this game woke, man. It's crazy.
It's got some baddies.
It's my goatee so far.
Yeah.
Too. Like, yeah, it's an absolute banger. Jat, you were LARPing about playing this?
Yeah, because I played the Hitman games, man. I love those games, and I've been meaning to get around to 007, but even before getting time to play it, I barely have time to buy the game to go and buy it.
Busy guy, man. Busy guy. I get it.
Yeah.
Dark, did you start it?
Yeah, I started it.
Yeah, what you think?
I'm a big fan of it. I'm not gonna get too much into it because I usually get all my thoughts at the like when I beat a game. I will say though, and I was mentioning this to Jack before you guys joined up, something that I find really weird, and this is like a personal pick. I find the controls really odd. Like, you sprint, you sprint with right bumper, and you jump to cover with right bumper.
Yeah,
it's little stuff like that that's really odd to me because most games don't do that. I'm not sure if Hitman's. I never played Hitman, so I don't know.
I just think the sprint's not fast enough.
Hitman's controls are pretty similar.
I get what you mean though. It's very like there's a lot of stuff.
But outside of that, which is like a bit really minor nitpick, I'm greatly enjoying the game. I think it's a really good story that they're telling, and the combat and everything is really enjoyable.
What mission are you on?
Mission 6. I just started it before the podcast started.
Dude, the chess tournament is so good. Such a good mission.
It's a great.
But before I started 007, I went to go play because Xbox recently they showed like the 30-minute deep dive of Fable. And I never played Fable.
Yeah.
I was like, you know what, let me go try it because I found out Fable is not that long. It's like 12 hours for most people. I really enjoyed Fable. Like I was surprised. I was saying now. As a kid, I was really dumb. I would not have appreciated Fable as a kid. Playing it now, it's really simple in the sense that like the morality system is either you are good or you are bad. There is no in between. It is very, but the way that they handle it works really well, and is also similar to the sense of like I want to say Baldur's Gate 3, where like you can legitimately do nearly anything you feel like. Like you can kill nearly every single character, and it'll make sense in the world if you feel like going down that route. It won't feel out of place. Like the way that they weave the story into like your own personal choices works really well in a way that a lot of games I've played haven't really been able to capture. And it was a fun 8 to 10 hour romp. So I'm really excited for the new Fable now. I don't know if 2 and 3 are as good as 1. I hear very mixed things about them. But yeah.
That's I mean that sounds awesome. I want to really try Fable. I heard 3 was kind of a down.
Yeah, I hear a lot of mixed thoughts on 3.
Yeah. But I really want to try Fable 1 eventually because I do dig that Western RPG vibe.
Yeah, I played the Anniversary Edition, which has all the DLC and stuff.
Well, boys, I think that's it. We talked a lot about Nintendo, a little about Xbox, and a lot about games in general. Had a lot of fun. Thank you guys for joining me. Bit of a longer one, but hey, you know what? I had a ton of fun, so it's hard to feel that upset about it. Boys, I think we're about to head out. I'm real tired. I'm ready to play more Rebirth. I'm about to become a One Piece pirate. All right. But yeah, really enjoyed it. With that, if you guys want to find us, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever your favorite podcasts are found. Also, check us out on Twitter and Blue Sky to Slice the Game, all one word, and like the podcast helps us out a ton. With that, we're heading out. Say good night, everybody.
Have a good one.
Good night.
Good night.